Instead, I'd rather meet you in my fantasies. More and more I get, I wanna feel alive and not regret. Even though it hurts, I can't go back. Scared to be all by myself, always and forever. I wanna lose the demons from the past. How can I recover? I was a loner, you were a goner. I never wanted fairy tales. I was distracted, you were impacted. I never practiced fairly well, and it took too long. Where did I go wrong? Now I'm too far gonna turn back. It was an accident, it was a lie. Even through the blackness I can see the light. You were ammunition, shotgun by my side. We were at the wrong place at the wrong time, but you were by my side. Body had its side, now it's looking done. Now I'm on the run, but if I look around, nowhere to be found. But if I'm going down, I'm taking you down with me. You were by my side, body had its side, now it's looking done. Now I'm on the run, and if some time so long ago. I just need somebody to call my own, yeah, yeah. Lying in my bed, I feel your hands on me, they're everywhere. But it's just a dream, it's all in my head. Scared to be all by myself, always and forever. I need to lose the demons from the past. Why can't I recover? I am waiting for love. I am waiting for love. rather meet you in my fantasies. More and more I get, I wanna feel alive and not regret. Even though it hurts, I can't go back. Scared to be all by myself, always and forever. I wanna lose the demons from the past. How can I recover? I Light a fire, it's burning. I'm burning, burning, burning it to the ground. Woo! You're watching me, you know I love a crowd. You better run, run, run before I take you down. Won't hold back, I'm on the prowl. I'm gonna burn, 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 burn to the ground. Let's burn!
作为2019年9月由 MS 和 LST 合并后成立的新赛区 ，PCS 赛区成立以来展现了稳健的赛区实力，始终在国际大赛上拥有一席之地。2021年 BYG 战队是 PCS 冉冉升起的一支新秀，初崭露头角便一鸣惊人。而 BYG.A 战队有着更为年轻而热血的灵魂。同时，队内也拥有经验丰富、老道的选手作为中流砥柱，在比赛中稳定军心。希望 BYG.A 的队员们如同队名一般，超越阻碍，超越困难，超越原来的自己，拿下本次2022亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛的好成绩。J-Team 战队前身为台北暗杀星，拥有 S2 世界冠军的2016 MS 夏季赛甫一登场便技惊四座。此后一直是赛区的夺冠热门队伍之一。作为一支拥有祖上荣光的老牌豪门战队 ，J-Team 将以青春姿态迎接此次2022亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛的挑战，能否突出重围，且看今朝。2022亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛是亚洲地区首个英雄联盟次级职业赛事。作为东道主的 LDL 赛区，此次将由夏季赛总冠军的 FPB 战队、亚军 EDG.Y 战队、季军 Max 战队以及虎牙主播队伍代表 LDL 出战。在刚刚结束的 LDL 夏季赛的比赛中 ，FPB 在季后赛中从败者组一路击败劲敌，强势夺冠。经验丰富的辅助老大哥乐乐，以及状态神勇并拿下 FMVP 的青带领队伍干脆利落拿下属于他们的第一个夏季赛总冠军。如今这支手感火热的队伍以1号种子的身份进入亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛，他们又会谱写怎么样的历史？让我们敬请期待。以2号种子出现的 EDG.Y 战队，虽然在夏季赛决赛比赛中惜败，但这支充满热血和冲劲的年轻战队，在本赛季依旧打出了强硬的实力。下路选手 Liv 斩获了夏季常规赛 MVP，EDG.Y 将在亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛中延续他们的骑士精神，展现出来自于新秀的力量。Max 战队作为一支具有威慑力的队伍，他们凭借快节奏的打法风格，在 LDL 夏季赛中拥有一席之地，成为代表赛区的第3个种子。他们这种极具鲜明凶狠的打法，是否能在亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛的舞台上发挥出他们往日的威力？我们拭目以待。最后一个战队是来自虎牙的主播队伍，在虎牙主播选拔比赛中，这支队伍拥有丰富的游戏理解和轻松的队内氛围，最终在4支虎牙主播队的厮杀中脱颖而出。主播队与其他战队的相遇将会是本赛事的一大看点，他们也将会在 ASCI 的赛场上一展身手。LDL 赛区队伍已集结完毕，期待他们在 ASCI 赛场上大放异彩，不留遗憾。受邀参加本次 ASCI 的 LCK CL 队伍是农心、DK、T1 和 KR Streamers。农心在2022年有着极为亮眼的表现。春天伊始，农心一路鏖战，以2场激烈的 BO5杀出重围，进入决赛。虽然春决3-1憾负 DK， 但随着夏天的到来，独属于农心的火热能量也与日俱增。农心在下决与老对手 DK 相遇，以完美的让2追3，在联赛史上创造了属于他们的奇迹。作为 LCK CL 的1号种子，期待农心在 ASCI 中碰撞出更为激烈的色彩。作为农心的老对手 ，DK 在2022年连续2次进入 LCK CL 决赛，创造了队史。夏季赛 ，DK 不仅经历了选手轮换的阵容调整，更在半决赛时面临着前所未有的考验。 队员们由于身体原因状态不佳，最终艰难支撑着与对手打满5局挺进决赛。虽在决赛中先下2城，但最终因为农心的火热状态而遗憾告负。即使 DK 未能延续春天的胜利，但他们用自己的韧性获得了观众的掌声和尊重。相信经过了状态的调整，这支经验丰富的队伍会在 ASCI 上大放异彩。如果说农心和 DK 是季后赛的胜者， T1 则在常规赛有着统治级的表现。T1 以春季赛常规赛排名第3进入季后赛，却在季后赛第1轮被农心淘汰。T1 在夏天展现了更为神勇的竞技实力，常规赛拿到了小场26胜10负的惊人战绩，在以实至名归的排名第1步入季后赛，但在半决赛中依然输给了老对手农心的手上。春天的失意在夏天上演，但展示了 T1 成长的步伐和百折不挠的决心，期待他们在 ASCI 上能够有更精彩的表现。Chaos Dreamers 是本次赛事韩国赛区唯一一支主播队伍，他们以独特的打法组成了一支锐利的队伍，随时准备在 ASCI 上大显身手。4支各具风采的 LCK CL 队伍会在 ASCI 上贡献什么样的精彩操作？让我们共同期待。
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on where you are viewing from around the world. Welcome to the second quarterfinals of the Asia Star Challengers Invitational. Tonight we have a best of 5 game between two teams. Got EDG Youth versus the Huya Streamers. Will be a absolute banger of a game. Two aggressive teams. Two teams, with very aggressive playstyles, with very exciting opportunities, looking to lock in that place in the semi-finals. Again, that semi-finals that guarantees the prize money, $65,000 on the line. We have a lot of picks to discuss, and after yesterday's best of 5, 3-1 to FPX Blaze over Team Flash, very exciting games as well. We have a lot of games to review, a lot of games to talk about, but hopefully we'll get 5 full games today, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see Beifeng be able to get his Kiana. That is our hope. That is my one goal today. Maybe if this goes to Game 4 and Game 5, and he's shown enough promise on other picks, or Sunny Day, or Xiao Fei Xia on the AD carry, is able to force a couple more bans, maybe they won't be able to justify that Kiana ban, and we'll see it being played on the big stage. Got a couple of highlights going on in the background. Give you guys some of the music. Reminds me of a teenage, like, surf beach movie. All this, you know, guitar. This is a bit more pentakilly. Some Vietnamese, if I'm not mistaken. Very exciting tournament. Amazing opportunities for all of these teams. We did see Team Flash get through. Unfortunately, they were taken down yesterday by LDL. And LDL is reign supreme.
Hello， 各位英雄联盟的召唤师们，大家好，欢迎各位来到2022亚洲挑战者之星邀请赛 ASCI 淘汰赛。
Wish I was as pretty as her. I'd be a good host. But unfortunately for you guys, my camera is not required on this broadcast.
在今天的比赛开始之前的话，还是要提醒一下各位召唤师们，本届赛事由拳头有
I'll get into Champs League a little bit more down the line. Just a few quick notes to make. This AD carry position, both ADCs in Leave on EDG Youth and Xiao Fei Xia from the Huya Streamers, they both like these aggressive picks, so you can guarantee we'll be seeing a lot of Draven Kalista priority, likely bans, potentially some Lucian Nami, maybe some, you know, Samira. Nyla has been a big focus for Leave, one of the only players in this tournament, I believe, to, you know, focus on this new Neela pick. Not sure if it's Nyla or Neela. I believe it might be Neela. Someone in my chat, you know, someone in the LPL chat could look to correct me. Just announcing the EDG Youth team here. The Academy team for EDG.
接下来让我们欢迎虎牙战队的选手们。
They haven't had the Huya streamers in person in the studio yet, so they'll probably be playing online. But there we are. We can see just how handsome they all are. All in their suits.
再次欢迎虎牙战队。
Beifeng looking like an absolute snack.
准备就绪，一起来期待一下这场精彩的对决。
And how can they not target ban Kiana? And that's the champion he's made a name for himself on. Everyone in the Western audience knows his name. But, you know, this tournament so far, 6 games, 6 Kiana bans, has shown a lot of promise and potential on champions other than Kiana. Anyone who watches his stream knows how good his Akali, his Sylas is. Might even pull out a LeBlanc. Has played Lissandra as well this tournament, but that Akali Sylas has carried him most of the way. Can't forget that this tournament is being played on 12.16, 12.16. If we take a look at other parts of the world also playing some tournaments, 12-16. Looking at EU Masters as well. We'll discuss some of the meta, some, comparisons. But right now on our screen, we have some little, stat sheet talking about Drakes, talking about Barons. Not quite sure what some of these stats actually mean. We've got Drake percentage, that kind of makes sense. Baron percentage also makes sense. FT, not sure. Usually you get first blood stats. I'm struggling to decipher this, I will not lie. If anyone has any ideas, or maybe kills per minute, maybe? Champion kills a minute, that's what the CKM looks like. And we can immediately see that HYUYA stream team likes these bloody games. Over a kill a minute on average. Over 1.5 kills a minute on average. We can hopefully look forward to a very aggressive game. And even the 8th place team for those kills a minute is already, 1 kill a minute. This is not going to be a Western game. You're not going to see 10 kills at 30 minutes. We're going to see 25 to 30. First tower does seem likely. And it makes sense because EDG Youth like to prioritize that Herald. They like to group on their neutral objectives. Always go for these fights. And it is important to, again, distinguish and talk about these two teams. One team is an LDL team. They've played seasons together. They've played playoffs together. They're one of the top seeds. I believe seed number 2 outside of LDL. Compared to this HYUYA stream team, which wouldn't have practiced together for more than a month, most likely. Both, obviously, are based in China, so they'll have low ping. Will be a highly mechanical game. Here we have some individual comparisons. This is the AD carry position. Leave averaging so many kills per game. 8.2 average kills per game. He is the carry of his team. He's a superstar. He's played a few games on the Neela, able to carry through that champion. Combine that Neela and the Braum, or the Neela and the Yuumi, farming so well. I think the most comparable thing about these AD carries is their champion pool. Outside of that Neela pick, both of them love their aggressive AD carries. These Dravens, these Kallistas. Kallista has been banned every single game against Leave. EDG Youth have not been able to pick up that Kallista, as no matter which side they are, they always cop that ban. Teams aren't even willing to trade picks for it. They aren't willing to trade blue side picks. They refuse to verse him on that champion. So I think this will be a focal champion pick of this best of 5. We're straight into champion select. Right off the bat, we see a counter ban, and Kallista open for the first time ever against EDG Youth in this tournament. We have the coach live behind them, Akshan Hover. A little bit unusual. Covering some of the other bans, we see the Nidalee ban, Array from Ruming. We have seen him play it before on the stage, has looked very competent on it. Renekton, the only top lane ban you really see being prioritized in this tournament in the first phase of bans, is something very standard. Monkey, going for that monkey in Wukong. Common pick, and immediately that Silas priority for Beifeng is crucial. Doesn't feel comfortable on too many champions, but Silas, Akali, these are two champions that he has shown promise on. And EDG Youth will know this. They will have something prepared into that Silas. They'll have a champion they're comfortable playing. We'll probably see the response coming up shortly. We often see Talia as a blanket response. Not too insane in the 1v1, but in that mid to late game can cause some issues for that mobile champion with Silas. The Kallista, I mentioned earlier, they must assume that Xiaofei would prioritize that Draven, or they'd be happy to trade another AD carry versus this Kallista. JG, or Jungle, the support of HYUYA, has played only these kind of engaged champions. Only these Alistairs, these Nautilus, Rel. Doesn't, like the Nami as much unless it's with Lucian Nami, which obviously Lucian was banned. So you wouldn't expect to see a response like the Ashe support, which we do commonly see into this Kalista Renata, or as a blanket Renata response. This Ashe support will not be on the table for this series, most likely. Second phase bans, we see the Silas. The LeBlanc. Obviously taking that away from Saiku. Zia, still very much on the table. Ari. And potentially a Talia. Trundle taken away. Rooming not going to be able to pick that one up. He has played some pretty wacky stuff with his opening game being on Urgot jungle. Talia taken away. I did talk about that as a potential response. They chose to prioritize their bot lane. They have their Kalista, they have their Renata, they have this aggressive bot lane. However, that does mean they cop 2 mid lane bans. Probably another jungle ban coming through. Lee Sin taken off the table. Nidalee banned, Lee Sin banned, Wukong banned. Trundle has also been banned. I mean, Wukong taken away, not banned. And the Urgot, I did mention that Urgot jungle, huh? I did say on that opening game, he played that Urgot. Surprising pick. You know, not too usual. But we see it picked up again. It was not just a one-off fluke. This will almost definitely be that Urgot jungle. Sure, it can be flex top lane. We have not seen Sunny Day play it yet. If it is flex top lane, Urgot versus that Aatrox is a very, very common matchup we've seen many times. But I believe this to be the Urgot jungle. You played it before. Oh, gotta be kidding me, says Karon Moser in the chat. Surely that should be a permaban. Gwen has been a pickup we've seen quite a bit. You know, we saw it yesterday in the series with FPX Blaze versus Team Flash. Not too unexpected to see it picked up again. The Gwen Aatrox matchup, both champions healing a lot. Going to be very exciting. No boring tank top lanes, no boring Sejuanis. Went untouched the entirety of this game, which is very good to see. It sets the precedent for this best of 5. You know, we could be looking at 5 games, we could be looking at 3 games. Hopefully, the more games, the better. The more chances to potentially see Beifeng on his Kiana. But this first game is telling. It shows what the teams have prepped coming in. It shows some ideas that they have. Always stay safe when gaming, lads. Strapped up there. Doesn't want to cause, you know, any damage to his hands. These young, upcoming players, EDG youth. Couldn't get the ages for most of them, but Saiku in the mid lane, 18 years of age, 2004 gamer, and has looked so damn good at this tournament. We'll be piloting the Azir here. Azir, we see much higher priority in EU Masters. In EU Masters, it's currently the highest priority champion, seeing the most picks and bans, always present. In these tournaments, I'd say we've seen Kalista as very high priority, Silas, the Draven, a little bit less so. But the Azir getting some more picks might be the source of a ban in Game 2 if it is able to bully out Beifeng. Very, very strong harass on that champion pick. Also, very dynamic in terms of runes. Here we see our matchup, solo kill versus Sunny Day in the top lane. Straight into the game. No delays today. Let me know how the game audio is. I can always adjust it for you guys. Put it there for now. And you guys give me some feedback. The Santa Draven skin. Star Guardian Urgot. Interesting selection. Obviously that is the best Alistar skin. We have Mukau Alistar. Walking the Rift. Skinless is there. He thinks he's Faker. Let's see what his performance says. See the press the attack on the Urgot. We can talk about the Urgot jungle pick a little bit. Its clear speed isn't the best. I'd compare it to something like the Wukong. It might be a little bit better than the Wukong. Obviously doesn't, you know, offer the same level of disruption in the team fighting. But it does have, you know, a very strong scaling kind of health presence in these fights. Does get very tanky. Often will go for a Hydra Rush. And then pick up the tank mythics a bit later. Something like a Frozen Fist, you know, that Iceborne Gauntlet. Or that Frostfire Gauntlet. But very normal runes across the board. We a solo start. You can see those shotgun legs from the Urgot doing so much damage to monsters. Hopefully we can get some Gamba going on later on for the channel points. We'll get some predictions. This level 1 Alistar, not very useful. Just double ranged bot lane of EDG Youth. Able to get free priority. Asia forced to drop the axes. Never a good feeling as a Draven player, but they have to respect the fact that they're not really online until level 2. Level 3. Both junglers going for that level 3. Off those 3 camps. You see the Wukong going all the way around there to avoid any potential deep wards Beifeng might have placed. Very aware, not showing on these chickens. This might allow Wukong to try and sneak and invade, or look to counter gank this. Rooming will show on the sword when he goes to gank bot lane. Alistar still not level 2 yet, just hits it now, might flash engage. We do see it on our screens, Kalista with the immediate response flash. Strong mechanics, low ping. This is the kind of exciting gameplay that we can expect to see going forward. But Kalista no flash, and no Hex Flash enabled, Woman this Alistar is very much locked to his usual range. And with Monkey on this Wukong with this priority from bot lane, looks like the Azir is getting the push in mid lane, is able to, you know, just waste Ruming's time on the Urgot, isn't able to just take it as easily as he would. Doesn't delay him too much, however. Wukong could look to double Scuttle Crab, or go back to farming his chickens. Top side, we have Sunny Day getting the push in here. Slight CS advantage, however, that would even up as Aatrox catches the remaining CS under his tower. Going forward though, we have 2 comps, both, you know, very interesting. We have an Urgot jungle on one side, we have this Azir on the other. Haven't seen this pick too much so far in this tournament, however, it excels in the mid game, scaling through to that late game point. Is able to do so much damage, allowed to free hit, has that self heal, solo kill. Going forward for those sweet spot Qs. He has played a lot of Aatrox in this tournament, I believe 3 games. And with those 3 games of Aatrox, he has gone Eclipse in a couple of them, but he has gone Gore Drinker in others. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to do this game. What he sees as the better option. Sunny Day not opting for the Ghost on the Gwen is gonna go Ignite. Will give him a lot stronger kill threat into this lifesteal from the Aatrox, the Spell Vamp, inbuilt in his E and optimized, you know, furthered by his ultimate, allowing that killing from sources to be increased. We see Rooming with double longsword in his inventory. It'll be interesting to see what he builds towards. Could also go for a... Oh, we see him go for top gank here. Has got E flash. Will just E. Very well played. Solo kill, expecting the E flash there. Expends his own. However, Rooming, he's living rent free and solo kills head there. Does not flash and instead gets a very, very beneficial trade. Rooming in his next gank along might look for a Beifeng. Aggressively trading onto Saiku. Able to find the solo kill. Does not even trade it back. I was thinking about top lane, I was thinking about what could happen with the flashes, and we do see Rooming using his flash, but mid lane, hopefully we'll get a replay. Beifeng just solo killed one of LDL's best mid laners, and anyone who's calling this guy a one trick is sorely, sorely mistaken. Is able to get away. His wave state not looking the best, he has used teleport previously, but what an exciting mid lane matchup we do have. Asia able to shove this in. They did have Renata move. Does ease up pressure a lot on the spot side of Fuya. They're able to power through those early levels where Alistar isn't the strongest and get to a stage where Alistar can now roam. Alistar can feel confident engaging. Leave still has no flash on that Kalista. I'm interested to see what happens top lane, but more interested to get a replay of that mid lane solo kill. Looked like Beifeng just eat forward and managed to land it, get all of his damage off, and Saiku left flash a little bit too late. Xiao Feixia has gone Kraken Slayer in the past. Looks to be opting for it again. That pickaxe does not go into Eclipse. Would be a Gale Force too, but that would be a bit unorthodox. Big engage there, making use of the Cosmic Insight of Alistar. Has that flash timer a little bit earlier. Does Leaf go down, and she'll not be able to find a reset. What a beautiful set piece play. The idea is there, the Alistar flash for flashed with Leaf earlier, but due to the Cosmic Insight, has about a 30-second advantage. I think it's 33-second advantage on that flash time. You can see Leaf, the Kalista, who likely would have taken, Domination secondary, maybe Resolve in some matchups. The Domination here doesn't have that Cosmic Insight, so utilizing that flash advantage closes the gap, gets the lockdown. No cleanse on the Kalista either. Nothing to really cleanse this game. So when that Alistar E stun auto attack does connect, he isn't able to shed it. Will go down. Very big kill. Unfortunately for Huya, doesn't go to that ADC. Draven still going to be taking passive. Sunny Day going in here with the Gwen, and it just looks like Solo Kill totally just didn't respect what kind of lethal range he was. He's flashless. The Ignite does give, a little bit more health, a bit more damage. Can kill that Aatrox. And Solo Kill just totally disrespecting, and 3 kills for 0. Huya team taking the lead. Very unexpected. I was going to this, game expecting some strong individual performances, but I thought the team play and the discipline out of a, top tier LDL team would triumph over this Huya stream team. But what we are seeing is on the contrary. Get a little replay here. Both top laners close to full health, just missing a couple of those bars. Sunny Day stacking the passive up to 4. That Q goes in, misses most of the middle damage. However, Solo Kill trying to space a little bit too much, trying to get a little bit too much back. Does use his only gap closer, his E is flashless, and weaving in those auto attacks. Sunny Day will find that Solo Kill. We have a bit of a pause here. Hopefully, it will not be for too long. I think that was a terrible thing for me to say. I'm prone to cursing these kind of things. In this pause, I'm going to pour a little bit more. I have some miso here. And I'll try and look after my voice, as I will be solo casting this best of 5. My voice hopes for 3 games, but my mind wants all 5. After the Game 1 draft, I immediately look forward to the Game 2 draft, as I want to see how the teams notice what the other has prepared. Loser gets to pick the sides. So EDG Youth coming in with seed number 1 did get to select their side, which was blue, so EDG did opt for the blue side. The loser of this, will get to choose a side. It'll be interesting to see if Huya does triumph if EDG Youth decide to take blue side yet again. We didn't see Neela picked up there at all. This priority on the Kalista. The first game that Leaf has been allowed to play this Kalista. Hasn't gone too well for him so far. Was able to get a bit of an early CS lead. And Kalista aggression, it is always very important. But you're often used to seeing these Kalista Renatas versus these more passive lanes. These lanes that they think, I'm not going to try and fist fight this Kalista. I'm going to instead opt for a Yuumi or an Enchanter like Lulu, and I'll try to survive with my Zeri or my Sivir. Not the Huya stream team though. They're going to meet them head on. Draven Alistar responses. And this is what makes this matchup so damn exciting, and I was very, very happy that I was chose to cast this one specifically, as we're able to see these ADCs very aggressive, and these supports who opt away from these Enchanter picks. And while I might like playing playing with enchanters sometimes, you know, enchanters can lead to some incredible AD carry games. I prefer the engaged supports. You see these early fighting, you see these exciting engages, these mid to late game, you know, skirmishes, these flanks. Just adds a lot more to the viewer experience. This would not be fearless drafting, so they will be able to pick the same champions going forward, as the Asia Star Challengers Invitational is different from the LDL. It would not be fair to impose those rules onto teams who aren't used to the draft format. We do have a slight game pause and game delay. Apparently it is the Huya team's ping spiking. I can relay that information to you guys. The ETA is very short, so it shouldn't be more than a couple minutes. Most likely just pausing while they wait for it to settle down. Grab yourself a beverage though, and some snacks. You guys are eating right now, let me know what you're eating. Because we're settling in for potentially 5 games of League of Legends. And I'm so ready for it. We did see some interesting matchups yesterday as well. In that FunPlus Phoenix Blaze game versus Team Flash, we saw a lot of Corki and Ryze mid lane. Not a lot, but we saw some Corki and Ryze mid lane. Ari was always taken. Silas was also banned all 4 games. Same with Talia. Talia this game left open until the second phase bans. Silas clearly picked up. So already we have a very different series from yesterday. Both these teams opting for much more aggressive picks. We just came back. We're currently in a pause. Shouldn't be more than a couple minutes. Best thing with these aggressive comps is usually the games don't go for too long. One team will steamroll the other, and the other team will just try and take it, try and come back, try and farm any objective bounties or bounties they can. And then hopefully we'll come back, reconvene for game 2, and do it all over again. Previously, in the group stage, we saw the Huya streamers give B1 Silas and choose to take Kalista for them. Maybe that's what they will look to do this game. Give over Silas. If EDG Youth Team chose to B1 it, and then instead of them having the Silas, they would trade for the Kalista. The EDG Youth Team chose neither option. They decided for that Wukong first pick. Quite an interesting pickup. Could have thrown off Huya's plans, however they stuck to their guns, choosing to take the Silas for themselves. Instead of doubling down and taking Silas and Kalista, Xiaofei decided that maybe he'd want that Draven side of that Kalista matchup. Perhaps being a little bit careful, a little bit, respectful of Leave's Draven. Maybe not believing in his Kalista. But it feels like both teams got drafts that they're comfortable with. Beifeng being on his Silas always has looked so good on this pick. We are back on the Rift. Didn't have to wait too long whatsoever. Rooming, going to that chainsaw, looks like. Going for that chainsword. That anti-heal item has some AD, some stats, looking at shoving out this mid lane towards the Herald. Looks to be a 5v5 though. Kalista moving up here. Looking at this 5v5. We have level 6. We have ultimates available for Urgot. We have ultimates available for this Wukong. This Urgot ulti is so key. If they're able to land that Fear Beyond Death and get that pull in. Alistar always looking to flank around the sides. Granada ultimate has been taken. Hostile takeover. Big Alistar engage here. Hostile takeover will be used. Kong spinning forward here. Does have flash. Will he go for further into the back line? Alistar falls. Sunny Day also going down, looking like an absolute slaughter. EDG finding so many kills in return. Triple kill for the AD carry. Leave getting back all their disadvantage that they had given. Straight up 4 kills for 0. An absolute massacre. And it feels like these fights just favor Wukong so much that AoE disruption, and if solo kill on the Aatrox can just get one reset, he's able to just run through the entire team. I didn't see where the hostile takeover went from EDG's side, but I'm sure it was very effective as these auto attacks do so much damage from Huya Stream Team's champions. Alistar perhaps going in a little bit early, but them engaging as a team looks a bit difficult. Their team looks more like a 1-3-1 comp. Maybe utilizing that Urgot ulti for a pick. We see a replay here. How did this all go wrong? Alistar went too far forward. And then that Wukong ultimate in conjunction with that Aatrox damage and Leave flashing forward aggressively just led to a steamroll of Huya's comp. Huya here. Eyes turned towards his bot lane. Posture for the dive, but you seem to be backing off. Crown completed for the Caesar. Not too much long range on Huya's side to proc that crown. Would be able to hold quite a lot of value. In goes Monkey. Looks like it's just lane to lane for these junglers. Really just giving up on farming their own camps. Dragon is up again in 40 seconds. First one did go to Huya. This Wukong is sneaking up in these bot lane bushes. Alistar has base, does have mobility boots, might look for a roam. However, with the bot lane of Huya being in base, Wukong has free reign to move up to this tower, herald, and look to break it. And we saw this in the stats earlier. Very, very common for EDG youth to take the first tower. Their first tower blood rate is very high. I'll aim it again this game. Monkey going in though, utilizing that Cyclone will be doing so much damage. Xiaofei is in the wrong place at the wrong time. Bit of a shuffle there onto the Urgot, and this is looking like a slaughter. Monkey will fall down. Beifeng doing so much work here. 3-0 on the Silas. He is the shining light for Huya so far. 3-0. Found a solo kill. Is still so damn strong. This Urgot jungle has not looked too good, and with Draven mispositioning like that against a Wukong, it does not bode well for these later game team fights. Shield bow completed here for Kalista. Rage Knife also coming through, and a cloak. So much gold. It was 2 kills and a lot of plating there for her, so it's not too surprising to see what she's able to pick up in that shop. Gwen still has a lot of strength. We can watch this again. Herald charge. Xiaofei Xia just far too far up. Isn't able to hang around there for too long. Will fall down. Shuffle coming through. Urgot flashless. Hopeless. Good cleanse there by the Alistar, utilizing his ultimate. But can Beifeng do this? Can he pull this game from its current position? 2 hits from the Draven before he was able to cash in that gold will make it, a lot harder to snowball. He is currently getting snowballed on by Leave on this Kalista. And we talked about this. This is the first game Leave's been able to get Kalista. This champion has been permabanned against him. And you can see why. Even though he started this game 0-1, even though the first kill was against them, he's able to come back. He's still farming like a maniac. Potentially another solo kill top lane, however. Sunny Day picking up his second solo bolo against solo kill. Alistar, damage reduction is very tanky. Does pop the stopwatch. Rooming here, running down Kalista. Beifeng going forward does not land the abduct abscond. Isn't able to flash over the wall. Does not have that, and that would be another 4 for 0. These fights just never favor them. You still have shield bow to be completed, to be popped, sorry, on the Kalista. She has so much health. You have the bailout of Renata, such a strong buff, and obviously it can help it, can help your team trade positively. You can die, but if you find that reset, you are able to get straight back up again. If they keep fighting like this, they'll keep losing. Because this AD carry is not strong. Xiao on this Draven, despite an aggressive pick, being the intention, it's not doing too well for them. Hostile takeover. Completely avoided by that Kalista. Dashing forward there. He's able to keep so much space with that tempo fully stacked up. Lethal tempo doing so much work. And Kalista just being able to secure every kill with her rend. She goes from 0-1 to 3-1, 5-1, and now she's 7-1 with a 1k bounty. 2 full items to her name. We'll be going for that Runan's Hurricane, most likely third. Could also be a Wit's End. Strong defensive option against this Gwen and Sylas. Gwen able to find these solo kills, however. Side lane is not EDG's safe spot. Both solo laners of Huya have been able to find solo kills as well. We saw Beifeng mid lane finding the kill onto Saiku. And he's just walking up too far. Xiao really just not aware of how it's positioning. Another 2 kills, 9-1. Leave, we said it before, he averages a lot of kills, right? He averages 8 kills per game. This game, not even 20 minutes in, he has 9. And this might just be the 10th as Rooming is caught out of position, lands the handshake, and Beifeng gets reverse solo kill, that revenge from Saiku. You see both walls were up there. This first game is going downhill for the Huya streamers. Maybe I overhyped him at the start. I was surprised to see them 3-0 up. Watching this replay, that crown on Azir really does make it hard for Beifeng to find and engage. If this abduct does not connect onto him, he's not able to keep up those Kingslayers, not able to keep his health high. Saiku, crown built early, now going to that Nash's Tooth, helping that DPS. Monkey just doing a little bit of trolling there, trading so much damage onto the Alistar. He's going to be looking to W. Oh, and Alistar will just fall down. But you see there, Monkey might have been spamming the S key, might have looked a little bit unusual, but it does have a purpose. She's trying to fake out the Alistar. Alistar won't know when to headbutt him away if he's not sure when the Wukong is cloned in. It does look very troll, but it does have a very practical purpose. Sunny Day, however, caught in a bad spot. Did fall down earlier and will fall down again. Legendary. Leave going 11 kills on this Kalista. Did die first, right? Started off 0-1. When you think about it, he's on an 11 kill streak in this game. And he's only getting more and more gold. Has got the Zeal in his inventory, so that's a Runan's Hurricane, not the Wit's End I mentioned earlier. Has stopwatch as well. So much safety, so much damage. And this should be a relatively fast game 1. Baron coming up again. Just under a minute. Both heroes have been used by EDG Youth. They really want to turn this game around. It's going to need to be from a pick, or more, importantly, even if they do get a pick on Xiaomu or solo kill, what they really need to find is a kill onto Leave. This Kalista needs to be shut down in fights, as if she's allowed to hit, the fight is over before it's even started. We see that tank mythic coming through for the Urgot. mentioned earlier, often opts for that single, damage item to initiate. In top lane, they can often be Titanic Hydra. This game, it is that Chainsword into that tank mythic. Baron getting slided up. They have such strong secure with this Kalista. Kalista with nearly 12,000 gold after this Baron will nearly be unsmiteable. However, it will not be unsmiteable as rooming over the wall so much confidence manages to steal it. And there's always that mental gap when you're the one who needs to last hit the Baron. There's always that, little bit of doubt. We have a fight coming through. Sunny Day doing a lot of damage here with the AoE. Monkey will fall down, unable to get the reset. Xiao able to DPS with tempo. Finds the shutdown. That is so much gold over to the Draven. Finally able to cash in his passive. Wouldn't be too many stacks, however, but the 1k base for clearing that Kalista will be worth so much. Flash forward by solo kill will finally get his revenge. Beifang not in the spot he wants to be. They want to try to keep at least one Baron. Beifang gonna get chased down here, gonna get flanked. Needs to find a recall. However, Saiku keeping vision on the man. Solo kill also wrapping around. If Beifang's able to make it out, no flash, on solo kill, no W range either, will be able to get out and save one Baron at least for Huya. And what a massive tempo shift. 5k gold down still. However, that's a lot of gold onto that Draven. What I was saying earlier is when you're the team that starts these Barons or these objectives, there's always a mental disadvantage as a jungler. Managing that smite becomes so much harder. All Ruming needs to focus on is that smite on the Baron, and honestly, he doesn't even need to count it. He doesn't need to time it. He needs to flash over and smite, and just hope Kalista rends at the same time. It can be hard. It can be very, very hard. Big engages going through here. Hostile takeover has been used. Beifang flashing onto the backline, finding leave, and this fight is going so in favor of the Huya stream team. I really am just... These games are so interesting. I'm caster cursing and caster cursing back. I say this game looks to be over shortly. EDG Youth have such a strong advantage, and then we have a Baron steal. 2 deaths in a row by that Kalista. She's going for the Guardian's Angel next, however... She's on the downswing of momentum. She hasn't had too many good fights recently. She's opting for a defensive item. If the next fight goes the way of Huya, this could be a much, much closer game than we expected. 5 minutes ago, we thought this was wraps. Over 2 towers and a Baron to the Huya team. Gold lead closed to 2,000. Leave had such a good run. He got, 11 kills in a row, 12 kills in a row, 2 deaths in a row, and that's where the throwing begins. It's not a game of whoever can get the most kills in a row. The person who makes the final mistake will usually be the one to lose. Much like chess, League of Legends is based on your losses, not just your wins. And if you're throwing these fights, doesn't matter how many you won beforehand, if that last fight is lost, your game might end in defeat. Monkey looking for Black Cleaver as his next item. 3 minutes until this next dragon. Shouldn't be too much fighting unless one team opts into it. Monkey potentially quite out of position, is going to get knocked up, flipped around, does have Clone and the ultimate available, Cyclone used, he will walk it out. Beifang diving deep though, will find Monkey, he will not get the reset. Beautiful Azir wall stolen from Beifang to flip leave into the team, and what an incredible choice in the middle of the team fight. Team fight does appear to be a bit even though, solo kill doing so much damage, does have the Morbound Mortius. Able to find that kill. Such a big turnaround. Draven not being able to do too much damage. Solo kill with so much move speed that bailout lasting, getting extended upon kill if I'm not mistaken, does last longer. That buff, so powerful. At this point, they're over-focusing on Leave. He's been the strong point, been the focal point of their team so long. They just kill him every fight and hope to win. But look at Saiku. 5-1 on that Azir. Again, he was 0-1 at the very start. 5 kills in a row. Watch, this is their free hitting, but also look at Beifang taking that as their ultimate to flip back leave. So expertly done. Grabbing the ulti there, shooting the Kalista back into his team. But on the middle of the fight here, this is there free hitting before his stopwatch, able to reposition, utilizing his flash here, spacing well, doing so much damage. If we saw some damage chance with that fight, I guarantee you Saiku is topping them. And solo kill with this Eclipse Maw build is still so damn tanky, able to gen so much health. Leave does have flash here and heal, is able to avoid all of the slows, however gets flashed on, gets pulled back by the Urgot, does have the Guardian's Angel. Saiku free hitting here, able to do so much damage. Sunny Day flanking though, no flash on the Azir. What a beautiful Emperor's Divide, however. He's getting suffocated by members on all sides, does manage to get over the wall, will get slowly chased down. 2 kills in favor of Huya. This Dragon in a minute 20. Alistair knockup does connect, will look to block that E as bodies do disrupt that pathing of the shuffle. Baron will be turned to, is spawning very shortly, shoving out this mid wave or turning their focus. They do Baron incredibly quickly. If Gwen is able to hit it, however, with only 2 members alive, EDG Youth will struggle to contest this Baron. Might instead look fight at the dragon that is coming up, this Infernal Dragon. And we're seeing such a ridiculous comeback. And if this game can, if they can come back from this game, if Huya's stream team can triumph over the EDG Youth when they had such a demanding lead, this will make for such an incredible series, because no matter what, 10k gold behind, 12 kill Kalista, you know that this game can always turn around. Such a decisive flash combo here from the Alistair. Beautiful chain CC. No cleanse on this Kalista. Despite having the Guardian's Angel, gets pulled back into a position that she cannot defend. Does use the flash as well. Still falls. And Saiku using the flash in that last team fight is unable to reposition in a way that he can survive. Dragon will be coming up in real time. So many items completed. We have a full 10 Gwen here. Does have Shadow Flame and a Void Staff, Elixir in inventory as well. Xiaofeixia on this Draven, 3 full items, has got the defensive Stopwatch and Chain Vest going towards that Guardian's Angel. Will start to deal some serious damage, and 2 items on this Alistair as well. Is able to cut that healing very, very effectively. This Urgot has a lot of health, he has that tankiness, but he also has that Fear Beyond Death, that key ability. If it lands, can reel in any member that has a low enough health pool, execute them, and fear everyone around him. Only Beifang will have flash on Huyashima's side here. Needs to be very careful when moving forward. They do not have too much range on their team comp. But Beifang has been an absolute monster this game. And going forward, I do not expect him to be given the Silas so freely when he's looked so comfortable on it. And like I said before, these teams average over a kill a minute. We're not going to be seeing any 10 kill games at 30 minutes. We're not going to be seeing any, boring gameplay opting to trade sides. We're going to be seeing 5v5s at Rift Heralds. We're going to be seeing Baron plays over and over again, and at this next dragon will be sole point for Huya. They will claim that damage bonus from the Infernal Dragon, and I guarantee you that EDG Youth, if they can do anything about it, will not let them claim that. They will be there to fight them off it, and I'm so excited to see the clash when it happens. We're going to see Guardian's Angel completed on the Draven by then, might see a Void Staff completed on from Beifang. Will be an important tool to be able to get through solo kill, get through that Maw of Malmortius. He was 0-2 and he has got 5 kills in a row. And again, if this game has shown us anything, is you cannot count out a single member of this game, a single member of either of these teams. They can be 2 kills down, they can be 10 kills up. However, it does not matter, and what matters is gameplay, and gameplay is king in the Summoner's Rift. And we're seeing it time and time again. Void Staff completed here for Beifang. Wit's End will be the final item for Leave. Is slowly starting to build it up, and still with just over 1,000 gold in his lane opponent. Even gold in these junglers does seem a little bit unusual, but when you factor in Baron gold 2 times over for Rooming, to be expected, and Rooming flashing over that Baron pit and getting that solo steal also means he gets that solo experience on Baron. Propels him ahead, level 15 for this Urgot. Somehow this 1 and 6 Urgot is a level up over this 12 and 5 Kalista, and this Kalista was 12 and 1. Let this be a lesson for solo queue, guys. Never give up, always surrender, hostage your team. Say what you want, but when you're that one person who clicked the no vote at 15 minutes and you go on to win that game, you know that even if you were 0-10, even if your toxic AD carry did carry you, you were the one that decided to win the game. You were that single no button which held that LP for yourselves. EDG Youth, despite having such an overwhelming early lead, will fall down in gold for the first time. Well, it seems to be 25 minutes. Sunny Day might be caught out on the side here, though. Speed ups will go through. Sunny Day able to get a safe distance. 1 minute 20 seconds on both of these objectives. Dragon and the Baron. Ouya should look to take this Dragon. Will be a permanent buff for them. Baron is only temporary. LP is forever, and so is this infernal buff when you claim it for yourself. All mail completed here for the Urgot. Monkey face checking them might not be what he expected to see. Does have a Hex Drinker. Void Staff value for Sunny Day and Beifeng. Always finding its mark. Will raise that tower in the mid lane. This Alistar trying to find these flanks, always so useful in the fights, however, does give opportunities for them to get picked away. They need to play through mid lane. Beifeng going for an incredibly long wraparound. Isn't spotted out just yet. Alistar with his Elixir of Iron trail leading behind him, also on this flank. This fight is going to be so damn crucial and so damn exciting. I don't even know if I want to try and play this. I'm no Hysterics. I'm no Captain Flowers. I can do my best. Is able to avoid that vision there. Alistar on the very corner. Xiaomu might look to scout him out. Doesn't use any wards behind, however. Sunny Day hitting this Dragon, going down to half. Monkey gets engaged upon. Beifeng going forward. They're taking the Emperor's Divide as his ultimate of choice. Goes in. We find a massive wall from Beifeng. Dragon, however, is claimed by EDG Youth. Big fights, health bars are going down. Solo kill, struggling to die, healing so damn much. Full health Aatrox, he was barely 200 just before. Is able to find the kill on Beifeng. Will heal up so much more. Bailout active again. Is this a pentakill here for solo kill? And that's an Aatrox pentakill. He dropped so low so many times throughout that fight. However, he says, screw it, I've been solo killed twice. I'm gonna pentakill you guys. Takes 5 kills. That's the power of this build of Eclipse, the Maw of Malmortius, this Black Cleaver to fix that cooldown reduction your Mythic lacks, does so much damage, is going to go for his It's Dance last item. This game does not look to be over just yet, however, 15-second death timers will mean an inhibitor goes down, Psycho does have teleport, this could just be a Baron Nashor after the back off, but what an incredible fight. And it's just so hard to keep up with all of this. It matters, you know, who dies. Aatrox is barely going down to a sliver of HP, but will somehow bring it back with a pentakill. Death Dance completed for him, and Stopwatch. This man is going to be nigh unkillable. Teleport coming in for both Sunny Day and Beifeng. This Baron going down so incredibly fast. Rooming too far away to get the steal this time. Sunny Day doesn't want the smoke here. Should back off. Monkey goes forward. Sunny Day falls. Beyond Death goes wide. And solo kill is too tanky here, guys. You have to reconsider going for a fight like this. You will just get shuffled. You will just fall down. And this will be an EDG victory. 5 members available. 5 members up. Solo kill doing a little bit of a facepalm at the end there. This game should have been a lot more free than it was. This game should have been won off the back of leave. However, it was won off the back of solo kill. Still, can never understate the power of Xiaomu on this Renata. This Renata pick being so clutch with the bailout buffs, bailout stats, that movement speed. But what an incredible game one. 35 minutes, 35 kills for the blue team, and over a kill a minute that game. That's the kind of excitement we want for all 5 of them. Taking a bit of a swag sip. You can see they're tired, they're worn, but they know it's only the beginning if they want to conquer the Who Your Streamers tonight on the Rift. 1 game down, 1-0 to EDG Youth is the expected result, but my god, that game was not the expected game. Started off with a lead for Who Your Streamers. However, EDG Youth came back and tore that game from their fingers, absolutely demolishing them from the Herald fight all the way until that Baron flip. Rooming flashing in, truly said his prayers before that one, landed the smite despite the Callista rend, and from then on out, Who Your Streamers looked so in control. It was just that one dragon fight. That one dragon fight at Seoul. Like I mentioned, EDG Youth will not give that Seoul up. They will fight back. And that's what we saw. Those 5v5 comps online. Renata activated. You know, long have we awaited. Solo kill on the Aatrox. But what an exciting game we saw. You can see these champions here in the pick order. Wukong first, in picking up their bot lane, and Callista Renata. It goes from right to left though, on the right side of that screen. Silas Draven with the first 2 champions secured for the Who Your Streamers. We'll see a couple of replays here after the stats screen, and look at the damage numbers. So much damage for so many members. Saiku popping them though. That Nash's build, the second item Nash's, going for that safety and crown. Number 1. Does allow him to not feel too threatened by Beifeng going forward to trade. Doesn't feel too threatened if he gets flashed on by Alistair from Fog of War. And then he activates the Nashes. And with so much heat on leave, that Callista needing to die in every fight, it leaves Saiku free to just hit any target he can. That Alistair will be taking so much damage because of that Unbreakable Will. Rumen going full tank on this Urgot. Has a health bar that Saiku can just shred through. Xiao finding his feet after that rough early game. You can see here the first fight that EDG Youth decided it was theirs to dominate. Alistair going down, giving Solo Kill his first ultimate reset of this game, and we got used to seeing them by the end of that. A pentakill in his pocket from that final fight at Dragon. Second to final fight, but that fight that he looked so good on. Again, Xiao misstepping in this early game. Swords coming through. This is just Silas getting a little bit more fit as well. 3-0. Seeing another replay of that exact same situation. However, a little bit different. Same moment, same fight. Leave at this point, I believe, is 5-1. Does end this play. 7-1, however. Such a big fight, and this is the fight where Saiku truly carries. Look at him move forward here on the Azir. He ends up in the middle of all 3 of them as the teleport for Sunny Day comes in. You see there his crown getting a bunch of value. Does stopwatch and is able to flash out to reposition. Solo kill finding these resets on the Aatrox, so crucial in team fights. This champion lives and dies by finding these resets, by finding this healing, this Triumph Procs. So important for that champion to function. This was the winning dragon fight for EDG. Keep your eyes on this Aatrox. Solo kill getting chunked back. Look how low he gets in this fight. Does flash forward, doing so much damage, but he is focus for Beifeng. And as Xiao does start hitting him, he goes down maybe 600-700 HP. Is in a few autos range of Xiao. However, one kill, and you see everything change. You have Eclipse healing, you have his E healing, his ultimate world ender, buffing that healing. Factor in more that Omnivamp it provides, that spell damage. And these shuffles this game have been beautiful. This is Azir, the shuffles, Beifeng stealing that Azir, stealing that Emperor's Divide, and finding the shuffles himself. Both sides have looked amazing. We'll be cutting to a break shortly. MVP, solo kill, absolutely no doubt about that one. Solo killed twice, sure. You know, it is urban legend. If solo kill gets solo killed 3 times, he will name change to solo killed. It happened twice this game and he decided never again. He decided he will take blood as his vengeance. And a beautiful, beautiful comeback. No surprises for the MVP there. Looking forward to coming back shortly. We'll have another banger game. See a little bit of adjustments. Perhaps that Urgot jungle might be benched. Perhaps we'll see it again. Loser does decide their side. It'll be interesting to see if the Huya streamers opt for that red side, or if they'll take away the blue side that was chosen from EDG Youth. They do have those early picks, those first picks that they do want to try and prioritize. Potentially a Kalista for themselves. Silas if it's left available. We'll see if we get a Kiana ban again. You know, maybe I'll give them more things to think about now, instead of just that Kiana. Beifeng hasn't shown too much of his champion pool yet, but we'll cut to break now, and I'll be seeing you guys in 5 minutes for another banger game.
Cutting my teeth on the concrete, down an old alley on a back street. Hard knock life in a city grind. Gotta work hard, running out of time. But that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. So taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Street light lit down in the grid. Can't turn back when I wanna quit. All of my tears, all of my fears got me shook up through all these years. And that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. I'm taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I said, don't you judge me anymore. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I'm taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I'm taking as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take.
And we are back. After that game 1, I needed a breather, because that game had everything. It had twists, it had turns, it had the underdog Huya, the Huya streamers, taken out the lead. It had the expected victors EDG Youth proceeding to steamroll. It had a Baron flip. It had a Baron flip converted to a potential comeback. It had fights going in all directions. It had our star line player, our headline player Beifong, popping off solo kill in the early game. Did so incredibly well in those mid to late game teamfights as well, finding so much impact using those Emperor's Divides. That game truly was the best headlining game we could have had for this best of 5 series between EDG Youth and Huya streamers in the quarterfinals, sorry, of the Asia Challengers Invitational. Asia Star Challengers Invitational quarterfinals, second quarterfinals so far. We have 2 more days of quarters. So far, we have Bum plus Phoenix Blaze through to the semis. We see another LDL team here, and Edward Gaming, EDG Youth. The potential future of the LPL. And I'm trying to tell, I'm messaging all my friends, I'm telling them, you guys do not want to miss these games. These games have been so incredible. The Urgot jungle, bit of an interesting pick. We did have a lot of jungle bans, however. Wukong was obviously taken away. We had Nidalee targeted. We see Nidalee targeted yet again. Kiana ban. Boo! EDG, please let through that Kiana. We all want to see Beifong pilot that champion. We see Huya streamers, the losing side of last game, deciding to stay on that red side. This does give EDG their comfort though. They did choose that blue side initially. Poppy ban again. Lucian ban. These are all a repeat of what we saw last. Rel is a new ban. Renekton has been left open so far. Could be the 3rd ban on Huya jungle side. On Huya streamers side. Wukong is the 1st ban, leaving up this Renekton. This Renekton will be picked up by one of the top lanes, most likely. Kalista potentially, a trade option here for the Huya streamers. I talked about this, the Sylas trade. You're giving over the Sylas, you're taking that Kalista for yourself. We saw them do this as well earlier on in the group stages. The Rel, however, the Rel ban was a clear target for jungle on that support pool. He liked his engaged champions. Will often go for the Nautilus. Might not want it though. Hasn't shown Renata yet. So Renata Kalista will be the first time we see it. He does opt for that champion lock-in. Beifong, most likely with Akali this game. Talia lock, however, could be jungle for Ruming. Could also be Beifong playing that mid lane. We did see Huya lock in the Sylas last time, and second phase ban that Talia away. Might see that matchup mid lane. Beifong does have his Akali open still. However, Akali Talia in that 2v2 might not be what you're looking for. Draven picked up this time for EDG. Leave picking up that Draven. Like I said before, they didn't opt for this trade last time. They had this choice to lock in the Kalista. They chose to take Sylas and the Draven, this time swapping it around. Sejuani might be locked. However, neither of these teams have really prioritized Sejuani. They haven't liked the champion in this tournament. We see Trundle locked in. Ruming deciding what jungle he wants to look for, or potentially what bot lane they want to lock in into this Draven pick. Lots and lots of options. Aatrox has not been prioritized yet. Looks to be a Talon, and this could definitely be Talon jungle. This could definitely be Talon mid lane for Beifong as well. This Talia Talon potential flex. Very, very exciting game. Some non-standard drafts, however, I do think it suits their team composition and how their team has played going forward. Nautilus ban, very common pair up with that Raven, an aggressive engaged support. You know, other picks that EDG have prioritized have been champions like Braum or Engage. However, that was alongside the Neela. Does have a lot more synergy. Alistar has been left open. Very unlikely option, but Taliyah support is a possible flex. Just want to cover all bases. I do not see it being locked in for that position, but worth a mention. Most likely though, we're going to be seeing Talon mid lane and Taliyah jungle. Rumeng is a Nidalee player, does play those ability power junglers, would have that playstyle from grinding on the super server. Chinese solo queue. Taliyah jungle is still very popular. Renekton ban does go down, very, very common to think about, along, you know, requiring the setup alongside this Taliyah pick. Renata will be the ban. I did mention support of Huya has not played it too much. Amumu left open. Amumu for that engage, very common champion. Rakan as well. Something to look at. Locking in the Rakan for yourself does allow the Amumu for the opposing team, however. Will be that Rakan. Thresh left open. Amumu will be the instant pickup for EDG. Will they lock it in? Most likely. Does get locked, and that Aatrox I mentioned earlier does not get touched through the draft phase. Solo kill, dropping a pentakill on it last game. Will be feeling very comfortable, very confident. What top matchup will it be into? Fiora has left, you know, the draft phase completely open. No bans on this Fiora. Win might just be the rematch. He did look very good on it last time. 2 solo kills. Sunny Day found. Might just run it back. Same top matchup. However, the rest of the map is different. And like I said initially, that Fiora was untouched. He has gravitated towards it consistently throughout the series. Throughout this tournament, sorry. The series, it has been untouched. You see the pickup. It'd be interesting to see if we see Talon mid or jungle. I do think the Talon might be mid lane. I think melee versus melee, this AD assassin versus Sylas taking ignite on the Talon. You can find you know, early solo kills and find this early pressure, which a lot of champions struggle to find into Sylas. Talon jungle is still, you know, relatively common. However, Rumeng, being a Nidalee player, probably has that champion also in his pool, and we get a very exciting draft game too. And this is a series that seems to be never stop giving. We get an exciting game 1, interesting drafts, the Urgot jungle. Game 2, no different. A little bit of adjustments here. Some champions left open. Kalista let through. Draven let through yet again. These AD carries both understanding that they want to be aggressive, trying to give each other both sides of the AD carry matchup. Throughout the supports, no Renata, no Alistar. Instead, we're seeing the Amumu Draven running on one side, the EDG youths playing this aggressive, engaging bot lane. But on the other side, we have Rakan in the support position and that Kalista ADC. And unlike last game, the Alistar, so weak level 1, this Amumu is able to bandage toss 2 times. We see Beifong on this Talon, this roaming assassin mid laner. Let's have a lot of interesting choices to make. Is he going to see a Prowler's Claw? Are we going to see an Eclipse? Are we going to see a Gore Drinker, more Bruiser style Talon? All yet to be seen. Ocean Dragon will be the first on the map. We'll see if that's an early contest. Early Dragons have been going on the side of Huya, however early Heralds, that is EDG Youth's bread and butter. Leave getting an early CS lead from that ward. Nothing unusual in runes. Important to mention that Kalista did opt for Resolve in that secondary tree. A little bit more defensive. Bone plating. Very strong option to these all-in aggressive lanes. Sitting here looking to cheese anyone who face checks them. Sunny Day feeling very comfortable all the way at blue buff. Rumeng making his way over to that blue buff, could look to split the map. Will be a little bit late to that blue. Solo kill, not looking to face check it. This will just be a trade, and both teams should know about the other one starting near blue. Xiaomu sniffs, smells out potential cheese. The bot side of Huya needs to play extremely cautiously. The jungler is not on the side of the map. Knock up going on instinct cleanse. Leave might be in trouble here. Doesn't have any exhaust. Only has that someone to heal. 1 for 1 in the bot lane. Flash was used by Xiaofei. Instant cleanse on that Amumu Q. Was necessary if you wanted to keep DPSing. And I really just... This game, these players, these team competitions, they speak for themselves. We're barely a minute in, and AD carries have already right-clicked each other to death. Both junglers will be recamping in each other's quadrants. Most likely going back to their own afterward. Monkey doesn't have the exact info of how many camps has been taken from his side. Monkey looking for this mid lane gank. Beifang, not yet level 3, will have to flash away. Beifang is able to find that solo kill onto Saiku, hitting the level 3 level up. Monkey will not flash forward. Talon able to backflip over those walls to escape, but we see another solo kill. And that is the power of this Talon, this early matchup. AD Assassin, strong versus melees, able to punish him, find that ignite kill with that bleed. Immediately we see another early dive. Xiaofei level 1 will get picked up by the Draven Axe. Beautiful flash there by Leave to go further in, avoid the knockup, keep DPSing. Massive wave loss here for Peter Pan on this Kalista. Xiaofei. Very large advantage found by EDG Youth. Very good use of that support life. That Amumu KDA will tank 1 death, but it will be incredibly valuable, incredibly worth. 2 kills apiece for the AD carries. However, one has a lot more experience, a lot more CS, and is a lot happier in this game. Last game, Xiaofei on the Draven, unable to find those early kills, unable to find those early cash-ins. Not a problem in this game for Leave, as he's able to find 2 kills. Kalista moving back here. Defensive pink. Safety. Isn't able to move up to the wave. Instantly shoved that previous wave to give Rakan a chance to find a recall. Sunny Day finding a nice wave state here. Slow pushing into him. Will be able to try and abuse that 1v1. Does have the winning side of this early lane. That Fiora able to riposte any of the sweet spot Aatrox Qs. Or that very, very easily, timeable pullback on the shackles. Moving up in the lane here, Rooming very, very cleverly finding his way here. Solo kill is a very large wave, might to get this in. Just 1v1, not understanding that Rooming is waiting in the bush. Solo kill over, has no vision in the river, might feel a little bit careful. Does throw down a ward, however, the danger's already in the lane. Do we see a flash? We don't see a flash just yet, and solo kill will fall down here. It's just a matter of time. Good riposte there from Sunny Day. Beautiful wave state still. Both top laners having teleport. Sunny Day might look to trim this out a little bit, get his recall of his own, teleport back in and hold it. As solo kill will be looking to shove this wave out as soon as possible. Does not want to sit with this bad wave state yet again. EDG Youth has built up the slow push bot lane, potentially looking to dive or punish the Huya side. Unable to find the dive this time, like they found last. That is why Rakan looked for that W forward, trying to buy some space, make sure they're saying, get out of our lane. We are scary. Do not dive us. This Trundle has not been spotted for quite a while. Sunny Day has not yet recalled. Didn't do what I said. Didn't trim that wave. And now he might pay the ultimate price. Very large wave coming in. Solo kill, hitting 6 from this Aatrox. Sunny Day not quite having that level lead. Poor riposte timing. And you saw something interesting there from solo kill. He actually used his second Q in the complete wrong direction. And I doubt we'll get a replay of such a rudimentary dive, but it's a very interesting thing. I recommend, if you're on Twitch, to clip that and go back and look at how EDG Youth played that dive. They understand the riposte, they understand what Sunny Day has to do to outplay it, and solo kill doesn't give him the chance to do that. Leave, no flash on this Draven. Knocked back and knocked up, will go down. Big shutdown gold onto Asia. When I say big, I mean 150 gold extra. At this stage of the game, when every 100 gold matters for that scoreboard, 150 will be a very welcome number for Huya. They might look to this dragon, instead taking the recalls. Sunny Day topside there, a little bit greedy. Should have looked for that recall. Trim that wave, recall, teleport back, and hold it with your item advantage. Instead, solo kill is able to get that wave in. And Monkey, as a jungler, identifies that key timing, finding that important dive. Mid lane though, we haven't really caught up yet with Beifong or Saiku since that initial first blood 2v2 mid lane. I say 2v2, but the kill was in fact solo. No assist from either jungler. Ninja Tabbies rushed by Asia, a much more passive option than the Berserker Greaves that were completed last time. Understanding that with this early Draven lead, he actually might need a little bit of a defensive option. If he chooses to itemize more aggressively against this Draven lead, if he goes auto for auto, he will pay the price. Good understanding from Asia, his kind of role and position in this game. Monkey could look to pillar, however Beifong has the ability to just trade all of his damage there onto the Talon, onto the Silas, sorry. Nearly making him go down. Will chase this Talon, Silas. Oh, I'm getting so confused with that ultimate stolen away from Beifong. That Talon symbol. Leave. Let's have Flash here. Beautiful timing on the Flash there. Stand aside, buying him enough time and buying him enough space to force that knock-up from Rakan. Rakan there is trying to ultimate, use that move speed to actually just run into the Draven to confirm the knock-up. However, Leave, we're out of position here, does just get flashed on by the Kalista. Xiaomu does have 6, does have the curse, does have Mummy. Good stopwatch timing, might be enough to save him here. But what I was saying earlier, for Leave in that dive, so well played. He was trying to space that Rakan, so the Rakan could not confirm his charm into the knockup. Jungle just managing to evade those spinning axes. The Whirling Death. Sorry, here we go. As a caster, I need to start getting my my ability names on lock. We're working on it. Rooming. What? Rough spot here. No flash, however, Beifong able to rotate so fast. Monkey has got flashy on the Trundle. Chunked so low. No ultimate, though, available. No Shadow Assault for this Talon. Conqueror fully stacked, however. Saiku, flashless. Weaver's Wall will not help him during this combat. Rooming getting absolutely branched by the Aatrox. Saiku also falls. Beifong with a Shadow Assault, trying to juke out Solo Kill. Solo Kill has got flash. Mild to Q flash forwards here. However, Beifong just turns around, and we've seen just beautiful play from this Talon. Finding the early Solo Kill, doing as much damage as he can in skirmishes, while also, remaining safe, chasing when appropriate. And he isn't just a name on a screen. He isn't just a Qiyana one trick. It's not that we're just excited to see him play Qiyana and disappointed when it's banned. He's putting on a show, no matter the champion. See here, Monkey going forward to Rooming, not understanding how much damage that bleed does. Noxie and Diplomacy, they rule with a very heavy hand. Sunny Day flashing here. Monkey falls first. Saiku tries to get over that wall, grapple that red buff. And Solo Kill, not sure if he should flash forward here, waiting for his cooldowns. Beifong diving forward, avoiding any sweet spots. First dragon claimed here by EDG. Trading here onto Xiaomu though, out of position. No flash, no stopwatch, does have the Ghost of the Sad Mummy. Instantly cleansed, Ren goes through for the kill. Leave, flashless as well. Asia doing over the wall, using that fleet of foot. Leave might fall down here. Loose Mighted, slowed, knocked back. Beifong picking up the assist with the W. Another kill there for that Kalista. Flash not available for Trundle, however. His health bar is far too full to be threatened. No smite, however. and not look to play for these Krugs too aggressively, that Rakan is able to gap close at the speed of light. Seeing the Kalista side win yet again. Very, very good gameplay out of the Huya streamers. I'm so interested to know how long they've scrimmed for, how much they've played together. You know, how long in advance were they aware of this potential tournament. I've watched a lot of Huya streamers, a lot of DouYu streamers. They often play custom games with friends, often play high elo in-houses. I'll be interested to know if this is a high elo in-house team that play consistently, or these guys are just that good. No ultimate available for Amumu here. He'll find it hard for a kill. Beifang connects the passive there with that Q dive forward. Saiku, flash, really coming up shortly. Does manage to just escape. Sunny Day, no flash to follow up on that kill. Despite landing that bandage toss during the invisibility of Talon, isn't able to CC, isn't able to use any other ability available. Both sides will escape. However, Beifang hitting his first item. It will be that Gore Drinker. We expect to see things like the back cleaver come through. Could be a Death Dance later down the line as well. These strong bruiser items. Kraken Slayer was the choice for both of these players when they're on Draven. Usually, we see the Eclipse. Not in the LDL, yes. Herald, popped again, bot lane. Deja vu from last game. Xia, however, not in the same position as last game. Not as that timid Draven mispositioning. In this game, he is the Giga Chad, 6-2 Kalista, full mythic to her name. Has those defensive boots. Does need to be careful though. Get too close to that bush and you'll get locked in place by Amumu for half an hour. And no amount of defensive items will save you from that. Xiaomu has got flash here. Cleanse not available. Big dive here by the Rakan. CC though locked in place. Kalista having to flash back, heal back. Xiaomu DPS will fall down. This Rakan diving forward there so that his gleaming quill will give him that heal when he's in range of an ally. What a beautiful calculation. Beifang backflipping over that wall to safety. Might look to slow chase. Has got flash. He's got Shadow Assault. Beautiful W flash here. Looking for Monkey, however, only able to find Saiku. He will not fall down to this bleed. So low health bars, but what a clutch fight. And this Huya team is just impressing me so much. Saiku though, moving forward here, wants to find rooming. Might just EW. Does give over that Dark Harvest proc. Bot tower might fall. However, Mumu already back. And I'm so impressed by the level of play. Not that I don't believe these players, are great, but being able to perform this way in a competitive game, it's a different environment for these. See here, this very assertive flash engage from both of the supports there, trying to buy time, trying to lock down. Xiaomu falling down to the DPS, and watch this Rakan falls so low, W's forward, dives forward onto his ADC there. That gleaming quill ticks before the natural regen rate of that ability. Usually there's a pause between landing the Q and getting the heal. However, if you're in range of an ally, it will just instantly tick over. Rooming so close to falling down. Just one more Kraken Slayer proc, just one different auto attack rotation would have meant the end for him there. First tower still contested, still available for both teams to claim. And what an exciting game too. I really cannot believe I'm casting such a close series between two teams with such exciting game plans and gameplay styles. It's just amazing to watch as a spectator. Full mythics for the Huya streamers here. No surprises. Not seeing a Sunder of Fiora this game. We'll be seeing Gore Drinker is able to use that active to proc her vitals and allow for some very fast combos. Luden's penetration here for that solo AP. Yeah, does have a lot of value. Saiku knowing he cannot contest Beifang here. Anti-heal coming out for both Beifang and Ruming. has a lot of value. They faced the power of solo kill on Aatrox last game. They saw that healing he had and they said, not again. I'll have the anti-heal, you have the anti-heal. Also useful against Saiku. That Kingslayer healing so much. Over the wall, Beifong goes. Might have got spotted out by that ward. Rakan also very much in vision. You're aware of him. Surprising, solo kill able to eat that top lane tower, despite that Fiora having that early advantage. Herald summon mid lane will just be a mid lane charge to break this mid tower. Seems hard to follow up further, however, Khan is in position. Beifong might be flanking. Gets another charge though, that is good value. They will try and slowly chase down Huya streamers. Reaver's wall comes out, does get cancelled, however, will mean the death of Ruming. They try and go forward, not able to find any more. Day pressuring that top side, solo kill, no teleport. Have to walk all the way up there to respond. Two items on this Kalista. We're seeing a very similar build to last time, with the main difference being those defensive boots. And what a difference it makes when you are trading auto attacks with a Draven. Ruming might look to complete his Melalomicon. Not always the most efficient buy, going for that full anti-heal. However, when they did separate the differences, you know, the difference in that anti-heal power between that smaller component and that main item might just make it worth for him to get it. However, delaying another main item like Void Staff, Shadow Flame, or Rabadons does mean you lack a bit of the damage as Beifong completes his second item. Picks up an empowered anti-heal. $55 AD in that item, 25 ability haste. He has a lot of cooldown reduction here. Not as much assassin stats. This kind of build, you know, was nerfed over time with those Gore Drinker nerfs. The efficiency, the cost of that chainsword was also nerfed. But that does not stop from these two players from picking it up. This is just a very unusual fight. Saiku throws the E forward, not expecting to really connect with anything. Finding it, and this is just a disastrous idea for EDG Youth. I really wasn't ready to cast a fight immediately. Beifong on the back. This could just be a clean ace, and what a beautiful knockback. This might just be the fight that signifies the start of the end. Again, I don't want to cast a curse as Kalista, right? It happened last game, but maybe we're going to see 1-to-1 in these games. We did see it yesterday. FPX Blaze and Team Flash, very, very dominant game 1 out of FPX Blaze, and Team Flash did even it up before falling 3-1. However, these games are both incredibly close. Baron, started on spawn, does get claimed by Red Side as well. We get a replay of that fight. Nothing much to say. Beautiful toss back here. Engage by the Rakan, followed up by that Talia, and both of these teams just seem so ready to fight. And the Huya streamers are just on the same page. They're so in sync with how they play, how they fight, and how they move forward. And this is the hardest part about playing in a team environment, is it can take months, it can take, you know, tens, hundreds of scrims in order to start looking like a genuine team. But the Huya streamers have managed this, and it's such a beauty to watch. Essence Reaver here, completed for Draven. Solo kill going forward here. Beifong diving forward, forcing that flash. No flash Aatrox. No World Ender as well. Very large cooldown. Beifong instantly recalling here. Oh, never mind, that was Rakan. Maybe refilling his wards. Perhaps they want to set up topside here after this dragon. They have a bit more Baron left. little over halfway, another minute of Baron. They push as far as they can mid lane. Their team composition does not excel at sieging. They prefer playing these side lanes, playing these jungle fights. They don't really have any range. Nothing like an Azir. You know, nothing like a Corki. You know, those poke Corkis, those Azirs, able to harass, able to look for those Shurima shuffles. Instead, they have this Talon backflipping around the jungle. They have this Fiora, that winning side lane. They do have this tool in the Weaver's Wall, able to cut parts of the map away, able to scare people off of towers. Does give you a little bit of that potential. However, their play to the side lanes will make use of this Baron. Very, very good of them to immediately recognize they can't make more progress mid lane. Instead, better to recall, fix your tempo a little bit, and push for these outer towers. Claiming 550 gold, Sunny Day getting 3-man tier. Flashes out early, however, has so much distance to still travel if he wants to make it out alive. Curse of the Sad Mummy will be used, no riposte available. Sunny Day struggles to pick up a kill, however, their base is currently in shambles, and it does not matter if your team comp does not have the siege available if you're not there to defend your base. There will be a mid lane inhibitor. Top tower will take a bit of damage. Will be hard to actually order that tower now the blue team has recalled. Beifong doing a bit of limit testing here. Once again, Saiku landing the E that I think he wishes he didn't. Will carry him through to a death. Leave getting chain CC'd there. Beautiful, beautiful engage from that Rakan. This could be the end of the game perhaps. Ruming chunking Monkey so low, however, he is out of mana. Does throw out the Q there on the Roach ground. Does consume less of that mana. Oh my, and Ruming and getting away his health just by the skin of his teeth. Happened twice this game so far. Will be in 2 inhibitors with lower death timers though. Picking through 1 tower might be all they can ask for. Solo kill will just get dove by the Rakan. Will be a trade kill, however, might allow them to look for 1 more tower. They decide against it. It is the much safer option. They've taken so much. 1 Baron has led to them taking 4 towers, I believe, and 2 inhibitors. That's so much more gold, extending their gold lead to 11,000. This Kalista, so strong. This Talia, always managing to hold onto her bounty. And Beifong, deathless so far in this game. And the clear MVP of this game just has to be this Rakan. This engage, how he's played these fights mechanically. Keep an eye on Saiku here. Throws out the E. Definitely does not really want to land it. Puts him in such an awkward position. But watch Rakan, how he engages this. E's forward. W's at such an angle which tags Saiku, not allowing him to flash safety, while also engaging onto that Draven. This champion and his battle dances are just so beautiful to watch. Ruming, baiting there with the low mana, using that Q on that rocked ground, only a 20 mana cost. And Monkey just clicking on that wrong champion there, accidentally ordering that Rakan. Will cost him the kill onto Ruming. Jungle, finding Monkey yet again. Flash follow-up from Ruming. Lister stays legendary. Same item build again. Has that Guardian's Angel 4th item. However, this game, buying it on that upswing, still has that positive momentum. Ruming going deep, however. Looking for solo kill. No flash on this Aatrox. Will get slowly withered down. 3rd inhibitor claimed. Monkey still dead. This last tower will fall. A few more kills. A flash engage on this Rakan. Healing back. Legendary on this Kalista. Solo kill doing so much damage with those sweet spots. However, this game is not last game. A pentakill, not on the cards. And a dominating performance from Huya streamers to even up this game at 1-1. And I did not curse it. I did not curse it. After game 1, I thought, this is too good to be true. We can't get more of these games. However, game 2 proves us wrong. A beautiful, beautiful game out of the Huya streamers side. And I keep using that word too much. And, you know, I've always grown up with soccer as the beautiful game. However, Huya streamers are redefining that for me. Such good synergy. Such good awareness. Always on the right page. Always on the same page. Beifong finding those early solo kills. Understanding their draft. Very interesting. Trading that Silas for the Kalista. I was a little bit hesitant. Not having Beifong on a Silas that he's looked so comfortable on. However, he had a pick ready in that Talon. That AD mid lane allows for these ability power jungle picks to really be online. This Tilia utilized beautifully as well. Evening up the series at 1-1. Best of 5. Next game will not decide it. One after that could, however. First team to 3 victories. And if we get 2 more games out of the series, I'm happy. If we get 3, I'm ecstatic. My voice might not be. But looking at this stats screen at the end, a little bit less interesting than last time. A bit more of a stomp. No Baron flip this game. Just solid play. 2 back-to-back aces. All they need to run this game. And we're looking at the bans here, because going into game 3, EDG might need to change their attitude, right? They're the losing side. They get to choose if they want blue side or red side. They did choose blue side game 1. They might look to readjust these bans. Potentially we'll see a Nidalee it through. Or this Rel. I feel bad for Xiaomu. So consistently finding these very high value ultimates. These AoE CC lockdown. But it's never enough. His teammates are not strong enough to follow up. They're not in range to follow up. And Huya, when they flick that switch and they start chasing right here, they look so competent. And yet again, we get another game, averaging over a kill a minute. No boring Sejuanis. No slave junglers either. We get exciting AD carry picks. No boring Yumis. No scaling AD carries. No Zeri Sivers waiting for that 30-minute mark. Not in these games. We're getting Kalista Draven. Maybe we'll see a Lucian next. Samira. A Nyla. That Neela looking so good for leave. Might just bring it up again. You have combos like that Neela Braum. That Neela Tarek as well. Neela Yumi. Getting hyped for game 3. Important choice EDG has here. Deciding which side they want. They want that first pick. If they want to take away R1, R2. The trades of these champions. Sylas maybe completely off the board for game 3. Maybe they'll take out a ban in order to deal with it. We'll cut to break now. And I'll be back afterwards to discuss game 3 and what it could bring to us. But don't go anywhere. These games have been amazing. I'll catch you in 5.
Hard knock life in a city grind. Gotta work hard, running out of time. But that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. So taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Street light lit down in the grid. Can't turn back when I wanna quit. All of my tears, all of my fears got me shook up through all these years. And that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. So taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Don't you judge me that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I've taken as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I've taken as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take.
These breaks just feel shorter and shorter, but I'm not complaining because I am ready and waiting to get back into the action. Game 3 here in the second quarterfinals of the Asia Star Challengers Invitationals. I'm Why Not, and I've been guiding you so far on this journey, on this turbulent best of 5 series that we have been watching together. 1-1 here, tied up. Huya taking that last game, looking so dominant. EDG here, getting back onto the stage. They are playing LAN. All of the LDL teams have access to the stage. MVP. I actually saw the photo there. For some reason, I thought it would be a coach because he's in a suit, but nope, it's just Rooming, best dressed there on that Talia. Was able to survive multiple times, just barely. Able to land some very, very clutch knockbacks in conjunction with that Rakan pick. That set up from that Rakan. Able to do wonders on the Rift. No surprises there. Again, I might have given it to that Rakan just because of all the small, minor details of how he played that game. Looking so good. But Rooming deserves it. Junglers deserve recognition. I'm happy to see my man got some. Here you are, EDG, all taking to the stage. Would have taken a few minutes there. Get some water for themselves. Get some food potentially in them. Talk about how that game went. What went wrong. What they want to look to draft in this game 3. Will they keep permabanning Beifong's Kiana? Most likely. Will they instead swap out that Nidalee ban? We might see that be the option instead. Are they willing to keep trading those AD carries? Draven Callista? Or will one team break the cycle? I feel like trading these aggressive AD carries really does favour the Huya ADC. Xiao Fei Xia really has only played these Draven Samiras Callistas And if he's only comfortable with this kind of playstyle, then EDG opting for an Aphelios or a Zeri or a Sivir might throw him off a little bit, right? Instead of opting for these level 1 fights that he's so familiar with, instead playing waves, playing scaling. Sure, it's a little bit more boring as a spectator. Do I hope they do it? Probably not. But I think it could be a smart idea to consider. Most definitely. Silas as well, another pick I've talked about, is definitely in that, contention. Both mid laners play it. Both mid laners want it to an extent. And do I think they should also trade mid laners again, playing this kind of Silas Talon matchup? Or, if Kiana gets through, or if Akali gets through? Also, no. That game 1, Beifong did find a solo kill, however, again, these kind of longer range champions, these Azirs, these lane bullies that are able to play up a little bit. I'm thinking Vex, I'm thinking Azir, potentially Corki. If they're able to pilot these champions, if Saiku's able to utilize them, Yuya might be a little less comfortable. Straight into draft, we see bans being run back here in that Kiana in Italy. The Draven decided to break that cycle. Kalista ban might come out here. Wouldn't be too surprised to see it. If they let the Kalista through, I'll be interested to see what Xiao has in the pot ready. Kalista ban does come through, like I talked about, right? Trading these 80 carry bans, immediately a Yuumi angle here for EDG. This is what I talked about before, looking for potentially a Zeri pickup here, looking for maybe a Neela, if we're in luck. And that Neela going for that Prowler's Claw build is what we've seen Leave do predominantly. Also sets up for a Sivir as well. Sivir, Zeri, Neela, all options. Silas, however, left open as well. But Rooming feeling so confident after that first Talia game. Slamming Rel, Talia, has that set up like the Rakan. However, Magnet Storm, very hard for Yuumi to escape with. Isn't able to swap around teammates. Zeri will be what they're considering. Has been locked in. Looking for potentially a good blind pick mid lane here, or any priority junglers that are available. Trundle's available. Wukong has been banned. I thought Shaker was locked in for a second there, but it will be the Graves, and they have played this Graves jungle. Monkey, obviously comfortable there with that matchup. Beifong matching that ability power jungler with an attack damage mid laner. Locking in Silas there. Might give too strong Merc Treads value. Might make Magic Resist a little bit too valuable, especially considering how much Sunny Day has liked this Gwen. Immediately banning away any defensive mid laners. This Lissandra, powerful champion to lock down and try and neutralize. Samira ban, no surprises there. And I believe we'll see Xiao on a new champion this game. Draven banned, Samira banned, Kalista also off the table, Lucian banned. These are the 4 champions that he's played throughout this entire tournament. These 4 champions. We'll be seeing him in unknown territory going forward. LeBlanc ban as well. The Azir is left open. Saiku also playing champions like the Ahri. Silas also untouched. And they choose the Neela for themselves, potentially. Again, I actually am a little bit unfamiliar with Neela, how her power does scale throughout the game. However, when she has hit her spikes, when she does hit 6, she does seem very powerful. You often see her combined with hard engage, or with heals and shields to make use of her passive. And I talked about it earlier, EDG being the only team that prioritizes Neela, but I see Xiao had this in his back pocket the entire time. Aforementioned Ahri, potentially coming through here for Saiku. Relatively safe lane, does have that charm. That ability will keep Beifong in check. Immediately hovering this Euro. They have opted for Aatrox in previous games. Solo kill feeling very confident on that pick. Renekton did make it through this entire ban phase, which it hasn't before. Usually in the first 3 bans, was second phased last game. Fiora might be what he leans towards top lane. Gwen also at an option. Does look to be his selection as well. He's played these matchups before. And yet again, we get these drafts with some very interesting picks. We talked about it in that little break, right? We talked about this idea of playing away from these aggressive AD carries for EDG, going for the Zero Yuumi, and we'll see if it works this game. However, Huya doesn't adapt here. They just slam the same thing again. They were comfortable in that Talia. They stomped with that Talia last game. That Talon also coming through. These engaged supports have looked so good for them historically. All the games so far this tournament, if you give, jungle, if you give this support of Huya the go button, that's what he needs. Neela will be interesting to see this bot matchup. Everything will be riding on just how aggressive the Huya bot lane decide to play. I see Vincent mentioned in chat. Is Xiaofei Xia Vincent? I'm very aware of Vincent Straven. I don't know if that's just a rogue reference or if Xiaofei Xia is also known as Vincent. However, this EDG team, winning the first game, dropping the second game, does have the chance to take the lead here. Playing on patch 12.16. We get the heads-to-heads. Graves versus that Talia straight into the rift. This Graves pick, interesting to see what he'll choose. Likely going to be the fleet, likely going to be an Umbral Glaive rush, potentially. Could go for the lethality, could also opt for a Gore Drinker. Early aggression, early invade, Ghost Cleanse on Xiaofei Xia this game. Ghost is very good on this character. Leave, immediately getting caught out here. A lot of damage going down. Doesn't decide to flash. The kill will be found. Beifong getting that first blood will be an extra longsword in his inventory. Very scary for Saiku. Ahri, relatively safe champion, not likely to get solo killed. However, priority off the back of those blades doing a little bit more damage could be found. Beautiful W from that Rel, so confident. Throwing it out. If someone's in that bush, they will get found. Leave, ghosting instead of the instant flash. If he does flash away, likely it's just a trade of flashes and the kill will still go down. They're very confident that Rooming wants to start topside and path down, however, they will not find him. Sunny Day, not warding. Beifong able to spot out Ahri, rotating from the red buff. Does have an idea and did put a ward down, so when Monkey decides to look for those chickens, he will get spotted out on the way towards his own jungle. Sunny Day looking for a very good trade, able to find that sweet spot with the scissors. Saw a lot of Q start on Gwen recent times. Used to be E start, that skipping slash. After a couple nerfs, this Q has the power, and you can see here how much power it has. Graves, 2 camps and crossing through mid lane here, looking to defend his own camps, making it much harder for Rooming to find compensation. Wouldn't be able to invade bot side, as Ahri does have priority. If he crosses up to the top side, will struggle, as Graves could also look to take Chicken's red buff, and then cross into his own top side. Rooming will find Monkey here. However, opts for the mid lane gank. Rooming has very real chances to find the kill. The knock-up does connect, and this will be the second kill of the game. Second kill for this Talon. And Saiku really not playing these early levels too well. Very aggressive choice here. The Yuumi was separated, was CC'd, isn't able to reconnect. Xiaofei Xia might just try and trade 1-for-1. That's 2 kills for the Zeri. Incredibly aggressive. This team is so exciting to watch. Monkey flashing away. And what aggression. The Yuumi not being on the Zeri, you know, allows options for Rel to flash forward, to look to CC her, not allow that Yuumi to reconnect to safety, and they do that, they commit so heavily. And because of that exhaust, well timed, does deny a lot of damage that might have made that kill faster. 2 kills for the Zeri there might be, you know, a pretty hard bargain for red team. Rooming making his way down here. 2 assists. Found that level 1 assist. And also that gank in the mid lane. Bad bot wave here for EDG. Their junglers on the top side of the map here. Looking to potentially gank this Gwen. Rooming recalling. EDG Youth though will have to respect jungler presence. Solo kill going in. Does have flash available, so Sunny Day cannot commit forward. Does ignite. Newton will not be able to assist any kills. And now Beifong's in the area. Monkey does not feel comfortable chasing, especially with no flash. And a bad wave solo kill again. Bit of a flashback to the previous game. Finding these bad wave states. However, this game, Sunny Day is able to recall. And Rooming is in the area. Maybe gonna head topside. Try and hold on to a potential freeze, but Sunny Day opts to hold his teleport here. Will, instead of playing for lane, hold the teleport advantage. This could mean that later down the line, he walks down for a dragon, is able to teleport top lane to catch the wave. This Rel, very confident, charging forward, forcing out that dash away over the wall. Good spacing there by Leave. No potions for this Neela. No refillable pots. No potions. Takes damage. That damage will stick. You can see how short that stun is if it's not empowered. Sunny Day most likely having tenacity. So consistently has been able to bully out solo kill, finding 2 kills in that first game. And being such a side lane threat. That Fiora vs Aatrox matchup we saw previously. Saiku really not paying attention too much. Is in danger here. Does get knocked back. CC lock will occur. Beifong might go over the wall. Flash forward. Q will claim the kill. And it really is starting to feel like Saiku's in a world of his own. They had the information. They knew where that Talia was, where the Rel was. Just a big lack of respect. I called the Ahri a safe pick. Usually they do play at range. Usually they get to that level 6 point. And with Spirit Rush, it's a very hard, gank for the Huya side. But this game, it found 2 kills from that Ahri, 2 ganks from that Ahri. Before she's ticked over and unlocked that ultimate. Early gold lead, early kill lead for Huya. 3-0 on this assassin Talon this time. Into less melees this game. Is more comfortable building these long swords. And you can take the Kiana out of Beifang, but you can't take... Well, I mean, you can take Kiana off of Beifang. You can't take the Kiana out of him. He will build his long swords. He will build his lethality mythics. And he will be one-shotting noobs this game. And Talon can be a very, strong counter to exhaust as well. If you are able to assassinate from invis, if you are able to flash combo and stealth before that exhaust goes off, it's often too late. Too much damage will go down without being mitigated, without being denied. With Prowler's Claw, with Flash, and with that Shadow Assault, we'll be able to kill a lot of the priority targets of EDG this game. Rooming, happy this game, just farming up. Will look to scale on the Stalia. This wall goes down. Leave did flash away. No dash, however. Rel immediately falling down. Shao Fei Xia not comfortable enough moving forward. This will just be a straight 1-for-0. However, some trades are important there. Both summoners used by the Zeri. However, Flash on Rel will not be available for the next 4 minutes. He will have Cosmic Insight and did pick up early Lucidity Boots in order to utilize that Flash more. Q forward, Ignite has been used, is fishing for a passive proc. Beifong showing good champion knowledge there as well on that Talon. Noxian Diplomacy, that Q dash by Talon will go on a half cooldown if it kills the unit there. Utilizing that minion to gap close and threaten a kill angle. Spirit Rush has been forced out. And now he has the Spirit Rush. The next time Beifong is able to find an angle, Psycho will be forced to flash. Trading out that Herald for that Dragon. Very out of character for EDG Youth. They like to 5-man these Heralds. They like to play this early pressure. However, this game, they do understand their comp is not like that. It's not going to be a Nautilus support. It's not going to be, you know, an aggressive, engaged support. It'll be this Zeri and this Yuumi. We're pretty happy trading these platings, trading this gold, and scaling up in this game. Yuumi with that lost chapter in inventory, going towards that Luden's Echo. I believe 12-16 was the patch where Yuumi was micro buffed, a little bit more damage on that Q. I believe poke Yuumi will always be inferior to that healing Yuumi. Moonstone being such a strong item on her. But with a bit of lack of sustain from the Huya side, with no easy lifesteal or heals, if the poke does connect, it could stick in the mid to late game. Seeing Nyla here, Vanilla, sorry, scaling up, getting to her Prowler's Claw. Speaking of Prowler's Claw though, we have Beifong with his full Prowler's Claw, Flash available, Ultimate available. Monkey is looking here, but he doesn't want the smoke. Flash Charm will not connect. Beifong unable to gap close to find that Noxian Diplomacy kill. However, no kill will be found for EDG Youth either, and with both summoners and the ultimate being spinded by the Ahri, really insane wall out of rooming to trap Leave against, you know, in that tiny little gap against the wall. Unfortunately, no spells will land, and Leave with enough spacing, with this ultimate movement speed, is just able to be untouchable really. 3 kills going down, and forcing these plays away from your fed Talon. It's not what you want to look like. And I talked about it in the break, that EDG Youth is finding success on the strategy, not choosing to trade Callista Draven, not choosing to play these aggressive lanes into the aggressive lanes, play into Xiaofei and JG's territory. Instead, they can play both styles. They can play that aggressive style, and they can also play the scaling Sivir, Zeri, Yuumi playstyle. And again, it's more boring to watch, it's more defensive, it's more reactionary. However, it's going to find them success, and in a tournament like this, that's what they're looking for. Trapped in that tiny gap, rooming, unable to land spells, gets exhausted with Monkey on the flank, and so much space between this Zeri and this Neela. That Zeri is completely untouchable, and that's why in these mid-game teamfights, they need a way to deal with this, and that's what this Talon is. Talon, however, is too busy escaping that gank attempt mid lane. Eyes on the prize though. Rooming has got Herald, will look to do a lot of damage to this bot lane tower. Sunny Day fighting in the top lane, has a level advantage, has got Ignite. That summoner will be relatively even, however 40 CS gap is very much there. Monkey on the top side of the map could look to dive this half health Gwen, and it looks like it will be a dive. Solo kill flashing forward there, will not trade 1 for 1. This Graves pick has found success. Will opt for this full lethality setup. Humble Glaive Rush, I was right on that account. Does not go for a cooldown reduction or Drinker setup. Instead, looking towards a probable Eclipse. Very strong burst, and this team is very squishy on HY's side. They don't really have much tank stats. They have full Assassin Talon this game, not going for Gore Drinker himself. You don't have a Shield Bow on Neela. It's going to be that lethality option as well. So this Graves with lethality will do so much damage, especially in any chokes they find themselves in. We think we saw a flash stun here. Ironic than we did. Graves took that aggro early. Solo kill having no fear. EDG with that earlier dragon trade is one up. That Herald wasn't used too effectively. They did actually break both bot lane towers. I thought they only broke one. They are able to trade a lot of gold. And just looking at these inventories on both teams, Mythics completed here. A lot of diversity in Mythics, but so much damage out of HY. They will claim the second dragon in this game. But going forward, scaling on paper does favor this Zeri Yuumi. However, with so much damage on HY's side, they are always able to find engage angles. They look immediately aggressively onto this Ahri, who falls down immediately. Spirit Rush not able to be used. Zeri flashed on by the Talon. Prowler's Claw comes through. So much bleed damage. The Exhaust is able to deny some of that though. And a very, very necessary shutdown does go down. Leave on such a sliver of health. Slowly getting chased, but that movement speed from Zeri. Weaver's wall goes down. Leave. One shot on the wall by that lethality Graves. Monkey with an emote there. Short range flash. And dodge out that Gwen ultimate. Leave playing on the very edge of his height. No more needlework available for Sunny Day. And with such precise spacing, this Graves Zeri Yuumi is able to play at a range where the enemy team does not threaten them enough. And they're able to keep moving forward. Another kill here for Monkey with those boots of swiftness. Cheap item, even more spacing. I can understand this for the Graves. You often see defensive items on the Graves, and that would be good here. Something like a Ninja Tabbies or a plated steel cap, sorry. To deal with that talent. However, if he goes plated steel caps, he will just get one shot from CC. If he goes Mercurial Treads, he will just get one shot by the Talon. So opting for the Boots of Swiftness does give him the ability to space a little better. And this aggressive engage looks so good for him initially, and Beifeng's trying to find an angle. His W flash, however, does not connect. And that wall, I fear, would have already been used. So it's on cooldown for his E, isn't able to escape. And this Talia pick is very, very good into the entire team of EDG. However, it needs more time to come online. That Unraveled Earth, such high value. But Monkey's looking so good on this Graves. Able to space so well. Goes out the Q there to make sure that Nyla can not get close. Neela. I'm in a bad habit there with how I say that name. You can never count this HY team out. They nearly won the game. And there was a 12-1 Callista on the enemy team. And with these engages from this Rel, with this unbridled aggression, Serpent's Fang coming through for Beifeng. Very, very smart itemization. Goes onto Monkey there, nearly makes him fall down. Rel is still on a flank here. Beifeng might go for a long flank. Monkey with the spacing though, staying just out of range. Flashball from Rooming will not find its mark. Neela falls down. Saiku able to kite it out. All of the HY members just not in the right positions here. Talia looking forward onto Monkey. Beifeng running for his life. No kills able to be found aside from that Ahri. Beifeng has walls to play with. Should be able to recall here. We'll see the Renekton. Renekton has no flash, however. Solo kill just delaying his way back to base. Monkey turning around, potentially preparing for a longer chase. Shadow Assault, nearly back up again. Ari over the wall. Might get to those Hextech gates. However, look at the Graves. He predetermined his location. Shadow Assault is popped. Over the wall he goes. Will be followed by that quick draw. Rooming also getting baited into a death. And this game might just be open and shut. 3 full items for this Zeri. That Yuumi being so powerful as a tool amplifies this Zeri, amplifies this incredibly feared Graves. Flash over the wall though. Massive engage, looking to in place. 1000 shot down for the Gwen. Saiku running away, solo kill, teleporting in. Might just get slow chased, but yet again we see these incredibly aggressive engages. You can never count this team out. JG going too far forward, however, will find his 7th death of this game. He's engaged many, many times. A lot of the times, he finds himself as the casualty. A little bit of an advice for you guys, some tips. When taking the Hex gates like that, don't click the button immediately. Open the Hex gate, get some idea of where you're Hex gating into, right? And then select your location. Beifeng there, immediately panic clicked to the far left, unaware that Talon was waiting right there for him. Makes it less of a guessing game if they know where you're going to pop out. Two full items for the Neela here. Still 3 full items to leave on this Zeri, and this might just be a bit of a 5v5. Gwen needing to teleport down if he wants to be involved. Beifeng on such a good flank though. Leave getting so low, bleeding and bleeding and bleeding on barely 100 health. Rooming, throwing out those rocks, trying to zone him. However, Leave's able to survive, able to space, and that will be 4 kills. Baron is available. Sunny Day chased down by Saiku on this Ari. Their first ace of this game, I believe. EDG, turn their sights on Baron, and will hopefully convert this to Dragon, and potentially an end in the next couple minutes. See here in the replay, Beifeng finding such a strong flank. I think he could have played that better. If he WRs and then Prowler's Claws onto that Zeri, might be able to optimize his damage a little bit better. Might be able to get that melee Q proc that does even more damage. I think with that, maybe Leaf would have gone down. Probably wouldn't have changed the outcome of this team fight, as Saiku is becoming a bit of a threat now. And that Graves is also so strong. Monkey really performing in this game after a rough game 2. Leave straight over. Not even scared of the Silas in the slightest. Will happily face tank his full combo. Chain Vest in the inventory of Zeri. Also getting that first hit denies any first strike damage, which is a large proportion of a kill threat of Talon at this point of the game. Leave dashing forward here. Unafraid, however, maybe he should be afraid as he's falling so low, but it does not matter. Like Rooming last game, he lives on a knife's edge. And if you cannot kill that Zeri before she gets out of your effective range, you will not kill her. You have these constant heals coming through. You have an Ardent Sensor pickup for this Yuumi. The cat, magical cat floating on a book, decided to purchase Medjai's. Baron buff still very much active. Beifeng not being able to find much purchase after his initial 3-0. Very strong. However, his bot lane was not the winning one in this game. 2-1 for EDG. still an exciting game. I love to see how these engages work. This Rel constantly forcing, always able, despite being, you know, so down in gold, always able to find these angles to go for engages for potentially winning fights, able to trade back some kills. They found the shutdown on Monkey at a point, but it was too far gone. That Zero Yumi with that scaling, just too much, and I feel like a Yumi ban might be necessary in this next game. With that loss, Huya is able to select their side. We've seen 3 games of them on red side. Will we see them mix things up, go for that blue side, try and take a potential champion trade-off? We'll have to wait and see. We also saw them run back that talent pick, right? Silas was available, but instead opted to play their comfortable Talia that they showed last game. By picking the talent, it kind of wards off Saiku from going for that Silas. I think it's always a bad idea to flame engage KDA, like engage champions KDAs, because just by proxy, by virtue of going for these engages, going for these necessary plays, you will find yourself copping a couple of deaths, and that's what we saw this game. I think I'd flame this realm more if they were 0-1, if they were 0-2. Because that just shows they didn't try hard enough. They weren't trying to force plays, they weren't trying to force engages, and instead they were slowly burning out. It's what we see commonly in the NA LCS. We see a lot of, you know, nicer KDAs, but horrid gameplay. Meanwhile here, in this LDL versus Stream Team game, we're not seeing any of that. We're not seeing any cowardice. We're seeing balls to the walls team fighting. We're seeing hard engages, and we're seeing people try their best to lay their hands on that trophy. I don't even know if it's a trophy, to be honest. I'm just saying that. It's just like a metaphor there. Like, I just mean win the tournament or place well. Just to clarify, in case anyone thought there was a trophy. Anyway, I will need to rest my voice. I might go on break early, but I will be coming back very shortly. My voice is getting a bit ragged. Part of me hopes for 5 games. Part of me hopes for a rest. But all of me hopes for Beifeng Yana. All of me. And we can only pray. With that, I'll let you roll the highlights, and I'll see you guys in around 6 to 7 minutes for Game 4 of this quarterfinals. 2-1 up for EDG Youth, looking to close it out, and I'll catch you guys, after the break.
Cutting my teeth on the concrete, down an old alley on a back street. Hard knock life in a city grind. Gotta work hard, running out of time. But that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Street light lit down in the grid. Can't turn back when I wanna quit. All of my tears, all of my fears got me shook up through all these years. And that's just the way it is. 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 So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I said, don't you judge me anymore. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I'm taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me on my mistakes. I'm taking as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take. Taking as much as I can take.
Hello, hello, hello. I welcome you back for what will be Game 4 of the Asia Star Challengers Invitational. We're looking at a best of 5 between EDG Youth and the HY streamer team. Has been thralling game so far. Very interesting, very cool gameplay, aggressive gameplay from both sides. EDG Youth leading 2-1 over the HY stream team. However, the HY stream team dream team might be able to come back in this next game. So far in drafts, we have seen clear identities in both game 1 and 2. Both AD carries going for that Draven Kalista. Swapping matchups, playing that aggressive style, aggressive side. Game 3 was a bit of a tone shift. EDG initiating those trade of bans of those two champions and instead opting for a Yuumi first pick, followed by that Zeri, deciding that they want to scale. They want no part of HY's games. They prefer to comfortably farm up, outrange, outscale, and to outlast your opponents who prefer this more explosive, engagey playstyle. I wonder how we'll see HY respond to that. Will HY decide to take blue side away? Will they take red side and swap up some bans, potentially take away that enabling Yuumi? It is able to get replaced by champions such as Lulu. However, maybe there's less options for EDG Youth. EDG Youth so far have had 2 bans that they have not given up. They've always had a lock on that Qiyana, not wanting to give it over to HY's side. Beifong, obviously incredible on that champion, has the capacity to solo carry the game through it. Been a real tragedy that it hasn't been let through so far in this tournament. That Nidalee ban as well, clearly targeted towards jungle. Ruming, not letting him pick up that champion. Taliyah jungle 2 games in a row. Got jungle in that first game. The HY streamers have chosen to ban Kalista. Sorry, that's what I initially meant. Looks like the exact same draft so far. Could just be a replay. However, we'll see how HY looks to respond. Last time, this was a Rel lock and a Taliyah lock. This time, it appears that HY understand the game has changed. Away from this Kalista, away from this Draven, we're getting a little bit less excitement in the bot lane. However, more competitive options here for HY. Taking away Sivir. Potentially look to blind pick a solo lane here. Something like a Sylas would make a lot of sense. Or any priority junglers. Sylas will be the lock. Beifong clearly shown a lot of prowess so far. Wukong, bit of a no-brainer here. Monkey picking up that Wukong. Very comfortable on this champion. Did demonstrate that in game 1. Might also follow up here with their ADC. Third pick. Has a lot of options. Could go for the Zeri. Could go for the Aphelios or the Neela. I did mention Leave. Big Neela player. Saw it played last game against him. Might just want to show him how it's done. Zeri though will be a little bit more standard. We see the same bot lane ran back again for EDG Youth. Support lock here might be a good idea before the pool gets pinched too heavy. You are able to choose an engaged support here. However, something like a Lulu also complements the Sivir very well. Is a good pick into this Wukong, able to peel off this diving monkey. However, that's not jungle style. He has looked so much more comfortable on these engaged champions. Lee Sin locked. The jungle response. Doesn't want the pool to get pinched as hard as it did in game 1. Bans coming through here. Probably bad matchups for the Sylas. Unless they're looking to get rid of champions such as the Aatrox that we have seen solo kill gravitate towards so much. LeBlanc was also a standard ban, and Taliyah was also their ban in game 1. When they prioritized that Sylas, they got rid of that LeBlanc, they got rid of that Taliyah. We might see that again. Solo kill might be suggesting a bit of an Aatrox top lane here, banning away that Fiora. Aatrox Yuumi, very scary, and solo kill played a lot of Aatrox so far. Played 2 games of it in this series alone. A lot of targeted bans. Kiana, clearly for Beifong. And Nidalee for Rumeng. These champions not commonly picked in competitive. The Azir was the selection this time though. Getting rid of that game 1 menace. This does leave both Aatrox and Talia available for EDG. Support lock here is likely. I did mention Lulu, or it could be the game to get them through to game 5. Aatrox and Beifong, an Akali player himself, should be familiar with this matchup. It is Akali favored, however, Silas being able to take that perfect execution does give him lots of options in those later team fights. Top matchup here will be solidified. Irelia is the hover, and it has been locked in. We've seen a couple of Irelia Aatrox games in this tournament so far. Usually, Irelia does come off on top. However, Wave State is the name of the game. Are they able to find freezes? Are they able to find advantages? Which jungler is going to gravitate and gank towards that top side first? And where the first 2 games were very much bot lane focused, with these aggressive picks, with flash timers being used in the first few levels, and with, you know, dives coming through constantly, these games seem more focused on these solo lanes. What can they do with it? What can they do with this Irelia vs Aatrox mid lane? This double melee matchup. It's going to be another high kill game, I expect. And EDG Youth really just wanting to zoom through that early game, utilize that Yuumi in the mid game, has so many good targets to attach to. All 4 champions on their team benefit greatly from having that cat floating beside them. And a little bit of a tone shift for the ADC. Xiao Feixia opting for Sivir as opposed to his usually incredibly aggressive pull. Nautilus, however, still gives them aggressive options. Is versing the Zeri, very common matchup as well. Nautilus able to use that depth charge to track that Zeri down, no matter how fast she goes. Taking a look at head-to-heads, will be important to know summoner spells. Going onto the Rift here, are we getting any Ignite top lanes? Are we getting Ignites in the mid lane or teleports? Are we going to be seeing Ghost and Exhaust on that Yuumi? We're seeing this shortly. There are level 1 threats though. You do have Silas E, you do have Nautilus Hook. However, they are going to be spreading out normally. Looks to be no items bought for Rumeng just yet. The Lee Sin might need to find a recall at some point. Monkey looking for an aggressive ward, and this ward often gets punished by most traditional junglers, as they're able to recall here and buy a sweeper and sweep this ward out. Give their solo laners that AoE ward experience, get them level 2 off the first wave. However, Lee Sin is unique. That champion does not want to buy sweeper. That champion wants wards, the ability to ward jump. It appeared to be a visual bug with the scoreboard. They did have items. But that ward, smart choice by Monkey, calculated decision. We're seeing Beifong yet again on the Silas pick, been so key for him this tournament so far. Did choose teleport this game, will put him in a good position, side laning later on. Does go for that deeper ward into Chicken's area, will likely split out Monkey as he makes his pillage top lane. Both junglers pathing up, and like I said, the name of the game, this one, might be the top side. Monkey not showing here on that ward, instead opting for a much faster 3 camp without chickens. Sunny Day going down in that trade, however, able to get 4 stacks of passive at long trade, utilizing that increased attack speed, does even up the health bars. However, Monkey is topside first. He does have access to that top river a little bit earlier. Sunny Day, stun going wide, the flawless duet not finding its mark. He's going to have to be incredibly careful here. Mid priority. Psycho getting a ward down on the chickens. Rumeng might need to skip all his camps to go help topside, however, starts up his own chickens. Sunny Day Recalling here, teleporting. We'll have to fix his wave. With only 10 CS, won't be able to find in. We do see trades happening mid lane. Beifong dropping low. Ignite disadvantage here for Beifong. Psycho able to do a little bit more damage. In fights like this, it makes all the difference. Monkey able to bully Rooming off his camps. Only 4 camps to that Lee Sin's name. However, Monkey able to start up the red buff here after clearing out those Krugs. Instead opting to use that early top advantage for himself. Will not punish Sunny Day. Bot lane, primarily just farming. Must be the longest Xiaofei Xia has ever gone without flashing in, without alling in his opponent. Monkey revealing his position there by hitting that Scry's Bloom. Beifong, in trouble potentially, needs to get to the other side of the lane, and fast. Lee Sin here with a longsword though, is ready to take a fight. Beifong moving forward. The wave, however, is very large. They might not want to take it. When minion waves are this big, it's almost like another champion is hitting you. So much damage from those caster groups. Xiaomu with a very questionable exhaust there. Bit of a funny Yumi emote coming out. Does realize made a little bit of a mistake. And while Wukong was able to exert pressure on the map, was able to invade, by modifying its path in such a way, it does allow Rumeng, who cleared in a much more traditional sense, very much a bottom to top kind of way, to pick up his camps that are respawning and able to easily kind of get back a lead, potentially even get up in experience over this Wukong. Sunny Day's stuns have been looking a little bit shabby today. The Flawless Duet's not finding its mark. Aurelia will be hitting 6 off of this next incoming cannon wave. But with her mana pool so low, she needs to really consider when she wants to be using those Q dashes. Does decide to go for a recall here. Good kind of analysis of the situation. Is up CS currently, was forced to use the teleport earlier though. Try and bail out his lane. And if Aatrox was able to get that recall off without Sunny Day completing her own, she would have been in a much worse spot. Wukong has got the Caulfield's Warhammer. Looking for that Krugs reinvade. Might find out Rumeng, however. Rumeng does finish his recall. Could get a pickaxe. Sunny Day might try and fight solo kill here, might try and hold a freeze. However, he needs to understand this wave is coming into him. He needs to let it come into him. If he takes a bad trade here, dive threats are very much real for EDG Youth. You see Psyche moving up here, a very large wave. Sunny Day needs to use this wave and use Flash, potentially outplay this. All this coming out, good timed Flash over Psyche, who has ultimate to follow up. Sunny Day Q's back on it. Rooming will not be able to find a kill here. The health bars are far too high. Unless Solo Kill, who did utilize Flash to get the kill, close the gap, might go down here on this Aatrox. Beifong having to flash forward. Rooming trading the kill onto the Akali. It appeared Beifong thought that Solo Kill would take the damage from that R2, that second pivot execution. However, he was not actually touched by it. Maybe he assumed Rooming would pick up the kill. At least they're able to trade one, but that fight does not go how the Huya streamers wanted it to. And I'm sure Aurelia was so close to 6. And a very big part of this fight, a big mistake by Sunny Day, was using that W before the dive. Making sure that damage mitigation wasn't available for him to use allows EDG to dive that a lot more aggressively than they otherwise would. You see here, Solo Kill falling so low. At least they were able to trade one back. And flashes were expended there by Saiku and Monkey, trying to protect that Aatrox's life. Bit of a CS gap coming through here. With the AD carries Rooming. tiny ward jump. Will go for this fight. Wukong has ultimate. Unfortunately, he kicks the clone. Looks like a bit of a calculation gap there. Beifong doing so much damage here. Might be able to find a 1v2 potentially. W cooldown would have been just coming up. And that is so tragic. They were trying to fight there in the window where Akali doesn't have a perfect execution. However, wasn't expecting Monkey to be right there. Ready with the Cyclone available. And when Ruming realizes too late, goes to Dragon's Rage. However, the clone, very, very tragic for him. Wards on this Herald. Strong topside for both teams. However, I'd really favor EDG. I think EDG have a little bit more strength there. They have those kills on the Wukong, the kills on the Akali, a lot of damage. See here, a Rift Maker. The process of completion, Saiku. Beifong, beating the losing side of these trades. Isn't able to extend them in the way that he'd like. Isn't able to utilize that Conqueror or get multiple rotations of that Kingslayer, which heals so much. Monkey will not spot out the ward on the Herald. Nautilus at a base might gravitate towards that top side. The Yuumi is not moving. If Ruming's able to delay Monkey on this Herald, they will have numbers advantage. Sunny Day though, stuck under his tower. The wave all the way in. Herald resetting is a very good thing for the Huya streamers. EDG Youth, I doubt they want to try and contest this. Such a numbers disadvantage. Instead, they might look to trade some plating on the bottom side of the map. Would be an appropriate response. Sunny Day might get gooned here, however. Immediately we see sweet spots coming through. All that Aatrox. Wukong Cyclone doing so much damage. Ruming wall jumping over that wall. Early flash goes through, is necessary to get away from that slow chase of the Wukong and the Akali. That's so much more gold in their pocket, however. That Herald might not have been worth it. Bot waves will have to be dropped as well. Beifong going for a solo bolo here. Will he try and find it out of range to use that perfect execution? It's a bit risky going forward. Saiku is so strong. Level up on his opponent. EDG lead this game like they lead the series. Xiaomu claiming a solo plating for the Yuumi. You don't see that very often. Lever's currently beating the clock with his CS, however. Doing so well. Those first two games, incredibly exciting. Both teams were leaning into that aggressive playstyle they were playing previously in the tournament. It worked so well for EDG. Beifong going in. Perfect execution has been popped. No ultimates for the side of EDG. This could be their chance to make something happen. Beifong ulting into Saiku. Isn't able to find the kill, however. Saiku playing with fire. And Monkey going round here, healing so much of that smite. He is on vision though. Pink ward in that pixel bush. Cyclone is available. Perfect execution will be up in just a few seconds. Ruming no Dragon's Rage. These enchanter picks benefit from gold a lot, so sharing plating usually isn't the worst with champions like Karma, like Yuumi, like Soraka. Especially in the early stages of the game, getting them towards that mythic item completion is such a big benefit to the entire team. This is, once again, an ability power Yuumi, going for that Luden's Echo. Saiku moving forward here. He lands that E. Might just get a kill. Dragon's Rage used. Flash is an option for Saiku. Moving up the river. Siva still 0-0-0. Just been farming. Not as well as Leave has, however. 141 CS in 13 minutes. Perfect pause at 13 minutes. Shouldn't be too long, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, we're cutting to music. That's not a good sign. I'll ask and see if there's any pause information. Shouldn't be too long. In the game though, the way Huya drafts, it does allow for a little bit of comeback, right? You do have the potential for Aurelia to cause issues on the side lane. You do have the Sivir, very, very powerful pick. However, just like the previous game, when this Zero Yumi is able to get so far ahead, champions can be nearly untouchable. I certainly can drop some socials in your DMs. Alright, give me a second. I will never forego a chance to plug myself. Hello, hello, Chronicler. How do you do, good sir? And Beifong, the mid laner for Huya, he is the world-renowned Qiyana player. Obviously, he's been kept off that pick all tournament, and if their run ends here, we will have 100% ban rate against him. Clear respect for that pick. Again though, a one trick, he's definitely known for Qiyana, but any player with that level of ability, that amount of sheer mechanics, especially playing and streaming at the top of the super server, definitely can't be a pure one trick. Has to have other champions they're comfortable on, as they will get stream sniped and target banned relatively often. I believe I just DM'd you, certainly somewhere here. You do investigate your DMs, unless I DM'd another random mod. Okay, we're back from the pause. Wasn't too long, was a little bit of a breather. However, pauses can always reset momentum. It's a very real thing. You can lose track of that focus you had, you can lose confidence, you can lose an idea of what you were just doing before. And this might be an opportunity needed for the Huya streamers. Try and come back in this game. Thank you very much for those socials and the bots. I appreciate that a lot. This Wukong was banned in a couple of games. Games 2 and 3, I believe. And there's a clear reason for it. Look at the power that Sundara Wukong has. Stopwatch has been used. Buy some time here. No Cyclone available for the Wukong now. It has no flash as well. Might just get slowly chased down. Beifong dealing so much damage. Yumi able to escape to safety, but well-timed stopwatch. Again, these Sylas, they always throw out these E's. Very rarely do they actually want them to connect. It often spells disaster. And I would be a very wealthy man if I had a couple dollars for every time a Sylas E connected when they prayed it didn't. The same syndrome with Nautilus. You see them throw these hooks out when they land. Ooh, a beautiful angled pick there. You see Saiku face palming on that face cam. Beautiful angled kick. So close. Makes it so Saiku isn't able to retaliate. Isn't able to survive those tower auto attacks. Well combined. the Nautilus hook. Big shame that gold does go to the Nautilus, as it was an 800 gold bounty. 800 shutdown. Would have been nicer to see that on the Lee Sin. We keep it moving, however. We look to the future still. The momentum reset is what they needed. They found the kill onto Wukong. They found the shutdown onto Saiku. The next boss will be Leave. We definitely have a bounty. So much CS, so much gold on the series. Don't lose faith though, guys. Sivir can always find so much relevance in these mid to late game fights. That ultimate, very, very powerful tool. But it's been rough. Xiao has primarily been 1v2. With Nautilus trying to make his impact by roaming. And every time we look top lane, these flawless duets just go wide. I'm not even sure if Aatrox has actually been stunned this game at all. Seems to be a bit of an off game by Sunny Day. Does have good CS, has competed as Blade of the Ruined King, is still very strong despite the 0-2 score. But just a few of these flawless duets need to connect if he wants to try and push for a solo kill, wants to try and push that dominance that he had in Game 1 and Game 2 in that top lane. EDG.Y spot lane, an early rotation to mid. They did break that bot tower quite early. Allow them to have more control, more priority in the mid lane. Let's Kali pressure that side lane. Ouya will want to rotate the Sivir over to the mid, match the bot lanes. Strong wave clear on the Sivir will be necessary in this game, especially if they fall further behind. Stalling out the game, very, very viable strategy to hit your items and be able to come back. Leave closing in on 2 items here, the Phantom Dancer. Breaking open this mid tower will be very good for EDG. Allows them to leak their mid lane pressure to the side lanes. Assist them in taking that top lane tower later down the line. Psycho rotating mid lane here. Might even look for an aggressive dive. Backing off here for the dragon, much safer option. We'll see which soul will be spawning. Phantom Dancer will be completed here. We'll leave on this recall. Likely see the Ludens too, we do. Dark Seal only 1 stack here. Isn't quite the Magi's from last game. This roaming support has the strength of being able to help the map by ganking, right? By having his body there ready to CC and pressure lanes. This Yuumi able to sit on a carry and just benefit them. Feels like Sivir might have wanted a Yuumi for himself, might have wanted a Lulu. Because he is falling behind in CS. Has done an incredible job though. Is only behind 30 CS. And has managed to not die, and being solo has its benefits. Is a level up on his AD carry opponent. But like I said before, that mid lane tower being broken leaks that pressure to the side lane. We're seeing here EDG Youth move up here, trying to make use of this mid lane priority. Pressure out this top lane tower. Second item for Lee Sin will be anti-heal. Very, very key. Will help shut down this Aatrox, who didn't go for this Eclipse build, didn't go for the higher damage option, decided to go for Drinker. A lot less damage, however, can be tankier in the long run. His team also brings a lot of the damage, might not feel too pressured to be the carry this game. Psycho having first move mid lane here. The Sivir pick doing so well to wave clear. Looking ahead, we're at 20 minutes here. Baron on the map, ready to be taken by either team. EDG though want to avoid it, want to primarily play through their stronger solo lanes. Try and get their mid lane, being first to mid lane, impact the side of the map, close out vision, invade camps. Monkey's done a great job of this so far. Flipping Baron would be a very, very dangerous thing for them to do. Saw in game 1. The steal occurs, it could be disastrous. Not much more to say in this game. Very clear vision lines, very clear game plans. Looking for this Baron eventually. Both solo laners having teleport on Huya allows this kind of deeper side laning to occur. They don't have the leads in the solo lanes though to really push their limits. Sunny Day level down on the side lane. Only he was stronger, might look to contest. However, we see a kick go forward here onto Monkey. Rooming, realizing he made a big mistake. There's no way that Wukong can go down. And with such a pick found, right? With so many summons used. Hold that thought. Beifong looking on to leave. Will not close the gap, however. Will just get kited out. Stopwatch used. Flash available. No kills found. Both members, jungle and mid, of Huya going down will allow a Baron to be started. And most likely not contested. Beifong finding himself in these flanks constantly on his Talon. In this game on the Sylas, but his team is not able to follow up. Xiaofei Xia used to be this high kill, very aggressive AD carry. This game he's been relegated to a farming Sivir, often 1v2. Going in for this kick might work if this is a Draven who's very feared, right? A much stronger pick who's able to actually deal with this Wukong. It doesn't seem realistic here. An early exhaust was important, and no abscond landing. A large part of Sylas's burst damage can be that E2, with nothing connecting of the sort. So hard for them to find anything corrective in this game. They kind of need to play with the Sivir farming. They need to try and find a hook that matters. But with so much tankiness completed for EDG, any sort of pick has to be very extreme to actually be able to convert it to a kill. Looks to be a bit of a 4-game series. EDG rotating well around the map. Might have put out Sunny Day here. No flash for Sirelia. Vanguard's edge will be used. Nothing to look for though. Saiku, Rabadon's death cap, Riftmaker completed. Beifong needing to recall as soon as possible. Both inhibitors will be threatened. This game ends in the next couple minutes. Maybe we'll only see Sivir with a single death. Feels very, very bad for the bot lane of Huya this game. Third dragon. Ocean Soul will make this team composition so much harder to kill. Already very difficult. Sivir here going for a Lord Dominic's. That longsword going into that last whisper. Infinity Edge might be his preference. But it seems hard when all you're able to hit is that front line. Great created though. From that wall dash, Rooming in the back there, kicking away the cycloning Wukong. And now look at the situation, it's just not playable. Your Sivir's found mid lane. Pain is on the bottom side of the map, no TP. And you're on the wrong side of your map. Just getting chased down. All members were topside there, a 5v3. Baron wearing off in just 10 seconds, but this top tower will not stand a chance just to regular minions alone. Sivir and Irelia doing their best to shove out these super minion waves, try and delay a potential end. But 3 inhibitors will be the spoils of war for EDG if they are able to shove this top wave all the way in. Three inhibitors spawning double super minions in every lane, even with this amazing wave that Sivir has, will just be too much. Top tower falling down. This should look to be the end of this game, the end of the series, the end of this quarterfinals. Aggressive pick in there from Vrooming, but he does not find the target he wants to. He thought he was Canyon, unfortunately he was not. He thought he was closer, but does not connect. Towers going down, final team fight we'll see. Will just be Leave running the show. Saiku so strong on the Sakali, found so many kills early game. Unfortunately, the top side of Huya streamers were not able to do it this time. We see Sivir ending the game 0-0-0. And these are the games we avoided for the first two, right? We avoided these boring games, these low kill games, these resident sleeper bot lanes. And I consider that a success in itself. Congratulations to EDG Youth. A very big victory. An expected victory. Would have been a bit of an uproar if they had fallen to the stream team. But we really have to give them our utmost respect. The Huya stream team were able to hold their own for so much of those games. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3 was even relatively close. This fourth game though, they pulled ahead. They slowed these games down. They didn't opt for these aggressive AD carries. They chose to trade the scaling. Much to the dismay of viewership. Much to my dismay of just being excited by 50 kill games. But it's what you need to win, and that's what matters. EDG will progress through into the semi-finals. Our second LDL team to qualify. Very strong performance. Both of the quarterfinals so far have been 3-1. Another quarterfinals is on tomorrow night. In this series, the name of the game here was comfort. Huya was comfortable with his aggressive comps. Huya found comfortable champions to play this Urgot jungle, the Sylas mid lane. And the second they were able to get figured out, EDG understood that when they weren't on these aggressive picks, their bot side struggled. When they weren't on these aggressive picks and they weren't being given plays and fights to really try mechanics max, they didn't feel as comfortable. They weren't as aggressive, weren't able to punish as hard, push for these wins. Once that was worked out, once EDG Youth started playing to that name of the game, scaling, became far easier and far less risky for them to close these games out, secure their victory, secure the 3-1 finish. And EDG Youth finishing top in their group, being #1 seed of Group B. They will triumph over the second seed of Group C. Damage charts, nothing too interesting. We see here Leave really not doing too much damage. Was just farming for the vast majority of that game. Same, Xiaofei Xia was really just right-clicking minions. The top side of this map was where the fireworks really happened. Saiku finding early kills. Monkey just edging out over that Lee Sin. That Wukong pick is able to just stat check the Lee Sin at level 6 is so powerful in those skirmishes. And Sunny Day, you know, I don't like to give players, you know, hard times, but his flawless duets this game, 1v1, really were not it. Might have cost them this fourth game. Right here, Beifong showing a little bit of greed here, not ulting solo kill, instead holding it. This is the start of the decline. Topside trading -3 kills for 1, not what you want to see. This fight right here, the absolute clapping. Saiku having this first move. They were aware of the Sylas pick. They had their Kali prepared. They insta-locked it. Very good draft prep here. I have to say, I was very impressed by the support of Huya. It's very hard to find information about these streamers. I mean, obviously I'm familiar with Beifong. I'm familiar a little bit with Sunny Day. Xiaofei Xia rings a bell. But if anyone's able to point me in the direction of jungle, the support player has shown a lot of tenacity during the series. Very interesting with the aggression he brings to support role. See here, Xiaofei Xia ulting forward on the hunt, but then on the turnaround. Finishing this game 0-0-0. I always find it very amusing when people do, but in this game, he couldn't do too much. Their last ditch effort to find a catch just found themselves on the wrong side of the map. Very good discipline there by Zeri, holding that E for that fat wall. Escapes the depth charge. Escapes any potential lethal. And we haven't seen much Zeri prior at all this tournament. This champion has really been, dropped down in priority for the solution. For these Aphelioses, and maybe with this game, with EDG Youth showing the potential this champion does have, the safety this champion brings to the mid and late game, especially when combined with an Enchanter support. Maybe going forward we'll see more of these picks. We'll see the draft start to evolve as we see Zeri being very popular in EU Masters. Saiku, no surprises there. MVPs, pretty straightforward. He's giving us a thumbs up. Strong win there, his first MVP of this tournament. Did look very good. Carried his damage chart a lot. We saw earlier, not much damage from his AD carry. Gave him his time to shine. Beifong will exit this tournament without a single Qiyana game. But I would say that's much more of an accolade than playing Qiyana once and losing. To say every team was too scared of my Qiyana, they didn't give me the option to even select it a single time. That is a bragging right. While it sucks to not see the potential that he might have had, that he must have had, and that he does have, as we all know, he is an absolute talent on that champion. He was still able to disprove any haters, right? Any haters? Any doubters who thought he was just a one trick, couldn't do anything else. He has looked amazing this tournament on the Silas. Game 1 was honestly some of the best gameplay I've seen from him this tournament, despite a few rough ones. Despite losing that game, keep your eye on the team fights, his decision making, his mechanics, top tier. The future of LDL is strong with EDG Youth. 3-1. Same result as we got yesterday. Same game order as we got yesterday. The Victor winning game 1. Response to even out the odds, and then 2 games. It seems like in these best of 5, adaptation is very important. Always has been the case. And with how many best of 5s EDG Youth, with how many best of 5s these LDL teams have played, it's no surprise that it is their comfort zones. Tomorrow, Korean streamers versus T1 challengers, both streamer teams making it out of their groups. Very exciting game. We'll have players like Natalie versus the T1 jungler. Anyway, that's been me for today, lads. Got the word that we are ready to move on with the stream. It's been an absolute pleasure guiding you through these 4 games. I've enjoyed it very much. Games 1 and 2, absolute bangers. Games 3 and 4, a little bit relaxing. But still, some of the top League of Legends we can get on our way to Worlds. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you tomorrow night as well with another quarterfinals. I've been Why Not. Thank you guys for being such a great audience. We have an interview, but I am out. Have a lovely night, a safe day. Enjoy your time, and don't forget, stan LDL, stan LPL, stay safe. Goodbye.